Raising the Dead's kind of necromancy, but...
So as he walks in and says a few words to all of you, you all begin to just lift into the air. You feel how light and airy your bodies are under you. You try to start pushing yourselves down, but you realize it's fruitless. As you keep going up, 10, 20, 40, 60, and you stop at what you can basically assume to be close to 100 feet in the air.
How tall is this thing?
I think I had said it was about 60 feet tall. So
we're significantly higher than
correct, but that is now only about 30 feet tall. Because each time that you had taken your books to it, it kept getting smaller.
Well, and he set a giant-ass book down in front of it.
Correct, like a normal-sized book from what you remember.
This
in
dude
your
set a
past.
thesaurus in front of it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, you see that actually just in his hand.
Okay.
And as he walks in and addresses all of you.
So, what brought you all here?
Came here for our money, man, for the church.
It was our split,
Our contract.
Our
yeah.
split.
Renegotiate.
Yeah, we're here to renegotiate our contract. I want to work from home. Union contract! Where's my representative? I don't know if you noticed, but I can't die. It's kind of a nice skill, I think.
We want to renegotiate with work from home.
Mine from home, please.
I remember
We came for the darkness! I came for the darkness!
I remember there being more of you. As he's like, you can just kind of see him like kind of counting in air. He takes a few steps forward, and all of a sudden he looks down. Just a pile of ash on his feet.
Was this the other?
Yep, that's what's left of him.
Wait for the drop.
Well. And as he looks down, he starts brushing things aside.
Is he gonna raise our friend?
That'd be tight.
He just kicks around the ash a little bit and leaves it at that. But as he's sitting there, all of a sudden he looks down. You can see the tome in his hand, and it glances in his eye, and you can see it start to glow. The gems do.
He picks up his tome?
No, his own.
His own tome.
And so as he's looking up,
Interesting.
and he walks closer, and as he does, his starts to power up much like your own.
Yeah.
But his is still astro phasing in and out, unlike your own, which are solid.
His is still like blinking and
Yes.
like kind of fading in and out. The
Correct.
light.
Interesting.
And as he holds it up, you notice that some of the gems come to illumination, like yours, your own had.
Sure.
But in that, the phasing starts to slow down as soon as those gems come to full light. So it's not quite as rapid as it as it had been.
Oh, this is what the old man was talking about. It took me all this time, and it was you idiots that showed it to me. At least now I know what I'm looking for, and I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
I never knew the senseless death that was here was going to be you fools. But I guess good to see you again. Anyhow, no reason to make this any longer than it needs to be.
And he walks over towards the beholder in that corner. And as he does, you just see him start to mutter to himself and move his hands again. And with that, you see a bright shock of light in the corner.
Which corner?
And the beholder goes back to life.
Yeah, Punch got it right. Just gotta put it right there in that corner.
There's a portal.
Yeah, kind of closer to the wall.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's good.
There's a portal.
So as he rips this open, you do see a portal appear. And he goes over and he just ushers to these undead knights that you had seen not too long ago. And you can hear more clanking in the background as more start
Back here?
Yeah, as more start to file in through the hole.
Okay.
As he does this, he looks over,
That one could be useful.
and they go over and they start grabbing onto the beholder by its eye stalks into the large ball of its body and start dragging it through the portal.
Grizzle, can you shoot that one? Get an extra shot in the eyeball, maybe?
No way. They're gonna just drag him into the fucking portal? That's badass. But also scary. Undead beholder? Question mark?
I would like to light my last stick of dynamite and hurl it at the dead body of the beholder.
No, that's a terrible idea.
Okay.
I love where this is going. Let's get wild.
Fucking Grizzle.
Give me a dexterity check, because generally I would say strength, but I mean, all you have against you is gravity. You really have to drop it. It's more accuracy.
6.
As you drop it down, like, you're trying to gauge it,
It's Joe.
and just like the weightlessness of your body, you're used to having a little tension of gravity against you as you're throwing something. And so it's just slightly off. As you do it, it drops on what remains of the gem cluster and just sits there for a moment. And you can just hear that as the stick is winding down. With that, you hear, well... Okay, roll for damage on it.
What do I roll for dynamite?
Oh, what was that? I think it's 2d6s if I recall.
Dynamite. D&D. Dynamite stick D&D. That's not right.
Some sweet synth.
That's
on this.
Terraria.
What? Yay. Did not have in my notes up where it should have been.
I'm not seeing it in the PHP.
It's not, it's something I made up.
That's something you made up?
Yep.
Is that?
As an action, a creature can hit a light stick of dynamite and throw it up to 60 feet away. 3d6 bludgeoning damage?
Interesting.
It's in the D&D Beyond thing, Carl. Dynamite
Okay,
stick.
3d6 then.
Can I borrow a d6?
Thought I modified it slightly, but I can't find it.
I mean,
3d6 sounds fine.
if that's what you did, then by all means. But this, I mean, it's
That sounds about right.
dynamite stick, adventure gear.
8 damage.
8 damage?
Each creature within 5
Okay.
feet of that point must make a DC 12 dexterity throw or take 3d6 bludgeoning damage on a failed save,
That's
or
what I was
half
ro-
as much on a
That's what I was
save.
rolling for back here.
Okay, that's the okay.
Yeah. So 2 of these undead that were trying to, undead knights that were trying to grab at it, immediately get blown to the ground. It's just shrapnel from this gem kind of goes everywhere.
Did you
And
only
there's
throw
just-
one stick?
There's just a
only had
husk
one left.
of
Okay.
like a small boulder of this gem left after it had shrank from not only his stealing power from it for his own tome, but you now taking the rest of it out on your own.
Great.
And with this, you see Kosk go over and he kicks the 2 undead that fell to the ground, and they just slowly kind of just meander back up again. And as they do, he goes over and kind of stands near the portal as they're finishing pulling the beholder through.
Is Kosk's tome or book, whatever you want to call it, is it still? Can I see it?
It's in his hand. So
He's
yeah,
holding it.
He's holding it.
All right, I want to shoot at it with my arcane flintlock.
Why are we doing this? We gotta do
not-
something.
I'm not
Yeah,
hitting it.
all the
Stop.
trinkets.
I'm
All
not
the
hitting it.
trinkets.
ZHC,
I'm only
let's
going to
go.
expend 1 charge at it.
Yeah, fuck this guy.
The
Um,
kid? Fuck the kid.
So I don't know how you want to handle this because it doesn't have magic missile doesn't have an attack roll.
Right.
It just hits.
It just
Just
hits. So it just hits. Roll for
It
damage.
just hits. All right. That's 1, 4, 6 plus 3 is 9.
Okay, 9 points of damage.
To his hand?
Yeah, that's basically what I'm going to take it to.
I mean, that's kind of what the idea was, right?
So as this comes in, you just see like 3 of the bolts just sail across the room. Much easier shot now that there's basically 0 gem left. And he drops it right to the ground. But in that moment, as you hit him, instantly you all start to fall.
Oh no! Oh no!
Yep.
Fucking shit.
I cast slow fall on myself.
Okay.
I don't know if it'll do me any good, but I've got a cape. I'm gonna try to parachute cape down.
Alright.
I think we've all watched enough cartoons to know that that's not going to do squat.
I mean, are we above anything at any type of
You're basically just
structure that I can try to, or am I? This is just like I'm just gonna go straight. There's
You're
no-
basically going straight
Got
down.
it.
At 80 feet? Or
100.
100 feet?
Oh, nice drawing there, Dodie.
You like that?
I do.
Okay.
It was gonna happen eventually anyway.
I'm gonna get out all my damage dice because this is gonna tickle.
So you all start to fall, and as this happens, he immediately looks down at the tome. He looks at all of you falling, and immediately you just see him start to mutter again, and you all just hit like what feels like an air cushion, with about 20 feet left before you hit the ground,
Okay.
and you all start to go back up again.
Damn it.
I can't do that again. As he looks at you, JJ. And he just bends down, he picks up the tome off the ground.
As he's bending down, I mean, I have a dart that I'm gonna try and throw at his. I mean, we're before we start to rise up any higher.
What was your plan? You were just gonna gently let us down anyways? I didn't. No.
Also, I've been meditating this whole time. Everybody's talking.
Just to make sure where
If you go to the tape, you will see me actually over here meditating.
Listen, I've just been charging my power levels this entire time. I don't know if you know that.
I
but-
love it. How my character works.
Yes.
How does it work?
I believe him. I'm not
Rest. Just turn back and you can't
I'm
smash
asking for
back.
like.
We've also been resting while we're in the air
non-official inspiration
for 4 hours.
I'm looking for, you know?
Hey, I gave that to you last time.
I'm not looking for cheap points. I'm just looking for some unsanctioned inspiration.
Do something that inspires me to give you inspiration.
Unsanctioned inspiration.
Jesus.
All right. I'm throwing a die.
We don't need to roll for
Yeah,
that.
what am I roll for?
You threw a dart, right?
Dart. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Okay.
Okay.
Throwing a die.
Well, it's an
Attack roll, right?
attack roll. 'Cause it's not an
Get
improvised
it.
weapon, it's just a standard
Get it.
weapon.
Dart, yeah. Simple, maybe.
16 plus 7.
Ooh.
23.
Holy shit, Dick.
Okay.
Yep.
So, as you throw that, what are you throwing at? Just him in general?
So he's bending over with which hand? I mean, I'm aiming for like his.
His left.
Okay, so I'm aiming for his left hand.
Okay.
Isn't that where he got shot with the gun, right? I'm aiming.
Yeah.
Maybe it's his other hand. I don't know if he's picking up with his opposite
How
hand.
much
right now,
damage?
Or is it just 2d4? I haven't rolled.
Oh man. Oh, that will take him out between the 9 damage and that. Yeah, he's dead for sure.
Damn it!
on your phone now.
Full damage.
No,
6 damage. Yes,
damage.
That's still pretty good with 2d4.
Jesus.
So, it comes in. And
Are we gonna drop again?
it strikes him again. At this point in time, you're all about 80 feet in the air.
Oh, come now. I can't meditate the time that it takes
Hey,
for everybody to bullshit.
the spell is supposed to instantaneously throw you up to 100 feet, so I'm being nice. Want me to put it to 100? I'll put it to 100.
I've got slow fall, so I mean, I'm okay with the team wipe too. Let's fuck this shit up.
Oh, please no.
So as this
What's up,
happens,
Liam?
it strikes him again.
Fuck.
Hold on.
He says he can't do it again. Mistakes.
He's able to at least hold on to the tome this time as you hit him, but he loses his concentration, and you all plummet.
He has so many dice in his hand.
He's rolled dead.
So many.
It's a lot of dice.
Star storms.
That's a lot of damage.
Oh.
My character sheet says I'm at full health, so I mean,
Oh my god, you piece of shit.
I'm dead.
Is anybody doing anything?
I'm trying to look
I know
for
what you
some-
were doing, because you already said it.
I'm looking for something to try to grab onto, because I'm like, this sucks a bag of dicks. I've been here before.
I'm gonna try to do the exact same thing I did before with the beholder and try to like Indiana Jones whip onto this pillar.
How long is your...
Where the shit am I?
I was behind the beholder when they came in.
Yeah, because you had written it down.
Well, I hid
But
behind
you should
it.
have like 10 feet of reach with that.
That's right. You did
Yeah,
have
it's
behind
10
it.
feet.
All right,
Roll.
give me a dexterity saving throw.
Where am I? I don't even remember.
You don't have. We're over here.
I was over here.
We're
at
all over
first.
here.
Well, we're all over there.
Well, you're all over there.
Where? I don't remember where I was. I know I was like here the whole time. Maybe like over here.
Yeah, you were over in that.
I was over in this
territory.
direction the
Yeah.
whole time.
Real
So like
loud.
I'm up here now.
But didn't you walk up to charge your book at the end?
Did I?
Pretty sure everybody did.
Everybody walked up here.
Oh yeah, because everybody's stuck down.
So then I'm
the
then I'm right here.
Never mind.
Now, no, you got behind the beholdering, and I do remember that because
I'm
when they
I'm
started
right.
coming to the wall.
No, you're right. I'm right here. I'm next to where you got disintegrated.
So yes, you can try something. What's your?
It was 11.
So it grabs on as you are starting to come down, and immediately you just swing into it and you bounce off.
Oh no.
And it just comes off, and because you didn't get it like tight enough, because for some odd reason, as Indiana Jones does, it always makes a knot. Nobody knows why, but it makes a knot when he puts it around something.
Yeah, how does that
This
work?
time it just didn't. And you swing into it, you bounce off, and you continue to fall.
I start praying to Broncara.
You're dead.
You don't have enough time to pray for the 80-foot drop.
80 feet? How long does it take?
Alright, man.
Am I anywhere near one of the pillars? I don't.
How long
I don't know, do you want to go find
Drop
80 feet? Well,
Drop. Yeah.
I'm gonna try and
Free
do like
fall
a-
calculator,
like a
here we go.
Marvel stand. No, I'm just kidding.
Superior land and
if you want to say save me,
As
that's
superhero
probably all
stance
you
as
can
I
get out.
land.
just shatter my kneecap.
80 feet.
As
2.2 seconds. Okay. Alright.
And half of that's going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I meditate for 2.2 seconds.
As you all impact on the ground,
I was like, we're done.
Am I when I bounce? Am I bouncing towards the pool?
no. It's because you already swung, so you got closer to the pillar. You bounced off the pillar and basically kind of ended up kind of almost exactly where you were as you bounced off. In fact, you might be a little closer to the pillar. Like you're going to land right at the base of it.
I was gonna kill you all.
I almost want to give you inspiration, but I'm like, do I get closer?
Someone bust up Pythagorean theorem.
You all take 32 points of damage as you hit the ground.
Okay.
32.
32.
32 points of damage, huh?
As you're sitting there, you just hear in the background as multiple bodies hit the floor. Somebody was gonna go with
I
it.
mean, we gotta lock eyes or like one of us has gotta say it.
Yeah, you didn't have to.
Ready for my remaining hit points?
Is anybody out?
Watch.
No.
Watch this guy.
You got knocked out?
I'm unconscious.
Okay.
Like the
You still standing?
I can't do math.
Oh no, you're slow falling.
No, I'm fine.
So he's still just.
I'm playing the early 1000 song. I am barely breathing.
So as this happens, the beholder has now gone through the portal, so you can remove it off the board. As more and more of these enemies that you defeated start to line through the small hole in that cavern wall that had been blown up before, they all just start going through the portal one by one.
Oh, the undead.
Yes, as Koss just stands near the edge of the portal. When doing this, you suddenly start to just feel some vibration underneath you. You don't know whether it's your body feeling the shock and awe of bouncing off of rock, or if it's something else. And as you look up, you can start to see like sediment start to fall off the sides of the walls. As you just hear more and more of a slow rumble coming through the ground.
Man, you take
This is the
three.
migration happening in front of our eyes.
I look through the portal. Do I see anything aside from just?
You're gonna stick your head through the portal?
No, I didn't say stick my head through the portal. I said I look through the portal.
No, it's not a clear mirror. Like,
Okay.
like it doesn't like.
All right.
It's a fucking wow
It's
portal.
more, think of Stargate, where it's just like
I never saw Stargate. I'm sorry.
It's a wow portal.
it's a WoW portal.
Okay.
Like you know it goes somewhere, but you can't
Doesn't
see the other
where.
side.
Okay.
Actually, don't WoW portals show the other side?
They do.
I mean,
Yeah, it doesn't show the other side. It's a big liquid. Nah,
What color is it?
blue.
Oh, yeah, blue.
It's represented right there.
Alright.
So as more and more start to file in, you can just see the number starting to dwindle. Gentlemen, sorry for that.
are you really?
So, okay,
Actually, Insano, just for you.
so he's by himself here
Thank
now?
you.
You showed me a kindness none of the rest of them did.
Him?
Oh man, they're having a heavy moment.
Just got me.
Rez our friend and heal
Yeah,
us.
because weren't you like really nice to him or
I
something?
was.
Yeah.
Help me carry a bunch of water. I felt bad for the little guy.
I'd appreciate it if you could show me where more of these are, but I guess
Maybe someday.
He's just coughing up blood because he just hit the ground.
Licking up his own blood over there.
Yeah.
best of luck with whatever befalls you.
As he's saying this, you can just hear more and more rumbling taking place, and you keep seeing like just dust and dirt coming off the walls on the interior of the cavern. He steps through the portal, and he disappears, and the portal closes behind him.
So all the undead, all the bullshit. Now it's just us in this cave alone. With this, however shrunken. Is this thing still lit up?
You're still up.
How tall is it now?
Like the size of that
Like this?
stalagmite.
So this is itty bitty now.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus. I'm standing here. I have my book. Is my book still glowing? Like it was before when it was fucking massive?
Nope. Because your gems have lit like
All of them are lit up now.
no, just your two sets. Your really small set
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
your
yeah.
next set.
Mm-hmm.
So now you have two different sets of sizes that are available.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Just
yes, we have. So this is accurate, right? So like this is the 4 big ones along the side, and then the 2 here, right? 2 small ones.
Correct, but there's actually 4.
He has the. You have
Yeah.
an actual book.
The actual
prototype,
book only
right?
has 2 on there, but I wasn't going to go in and modify the STL to have 4.
Yeah.
But there's 4.
Yeah. So okay. So mine's accurate-ish.
Accurate-ish.
So four along the book here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 4.
And so the 2 on the bottom, 2 on the top, and then the 2 kind of in the middle on the.
Oh,
at the-
these.
yeah, those.
These are not anything.
Those are still look like stone to you.
They still look like stone to us.
Correct, as well as the ones in the middle around the sword.
Okay. I gotta modify.
I attempt to stand. Like,
modify my drawing.
I'll look around the rest of the party. See our dearly beloved's ashes on the floor.
Sorry, I need to cut you off. I sit down to start to meditate. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Can I make a strength check to pop his head from his shoulders?
No.
No, I'm not.
Whose?
I was gonna joke about Andy's.
No.
No, I'm sorry. I just need to say it. I can't.
You're fine.
No.
I'll look at Grizzle, wait for him to like give me the nod. If he's doing all right. All right.
Kind of cough up a little blood and make stand up.
There we go. All right, I'm looking around. Who's not standing?
You hang Gearbo over here.
Can I see in the room who's not standing?
I don't know. Can you see me?
I'm standing
I don't
next to this thing. Crystal thing with a book.
I don't know where anybody fell, and I don't know where anybody is.
I mean, I fell, but I have very, very, very little hit points left.
The room is modestly lit.
That's me.
Or is it still faintly
Okay.
glowing?
It's still faintly glowing.
But no, everybody's book is just fully illuminated from whatever happened.
It's not. Your books aren't illuminated anymore. Like
The crystals are just apparent.
correct.
Okay.
So they turn from like, looking like stone to actual crystals.
Sure. And then whatever ones you've popped, you've popped.
Correct.
Interesting. Huh.
I'm gonna walk over to JJ's body.
I'm gonna try to help him stand up.
I think he's dead.
I'm unconscious.
You continue to hear more and more rumbling.
That's bad.
You
Yeah.
can tell the ground beneath you is starting to vibrate.
I feel like that's bad.
I think we need to get out of here. But looks around the room. We only got one way out.
Do we though?
I don't feel like swimming.
Grab my shit.
Unless you do. Can I pick up JJ's body and attempt to carry him out?
Yes.
Sweet. What do you need
You
to
just
do?
you just do. You're strong enough. You
Yeah.
just you just pick him up.
Awesome.
He's completely unconscious though.
If you want
He
to
went
roll
to
for
0
it,
hit points?
feel free. I would love to see you one. You drop him.
So you
Now
what do you,
paralyzed.
what do you do? You like throw him over your shoulder like a fucking drunk girl at a party or what?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to fireman carry him up, but I'm going to throw him on my shoulder.
All right, so I turn and I cast 5 points of lay on hands on JJ to make him not unconscious.
Okay.
Yay! Not dead.
Hang in there, little buddy. I start making my way to the exit, completely oblivious to what Captain Darkness Pants is doing.
Of the land hands.
Okay.
On my way past towards here, I'm gonna
level
bend down
7,
to grab
right?
a handful of Snot's ash, and as I like scrape away, I'm gonna see his stuff. I'm assuming.
Correct. His belongings are still there.
Good. I'm gonna kind
Yoink.
of look at him for a little bit and then put him in my bag, without examining him.
Just all of his belongings.
Yeah,
And some of his ash.
and some of his ass to like spread.
You have 5 hit points, by the way.
Can you play some Sarah McLachlan for poor Dustin's character?
The dog commercial is just
Yes.
playing in the background.
Pretty much.
The vibrating continues to get worse.
I'm like beelining it through the door, like looking.
So you're
around
standing now.
in this next room. But I thought I was still carrying him.
Well, so I guess I have no idea. Well, I guess we came through here because I came from there, but I don't know where you guys came from other than this room. So I'm following
I mean,
the mass, I guess.
I basically got JJ on my shoulder.
No, JJ's alive.
I mean, I'm,
He's
I'm
standing.
I didn't set him
conscious
down.
now.
I can set him down.
I think I'm rolling with this.
I'm not breaking character. I'm not setting him
hurting
down.
So bad.
Wait.
You're hurting.
Now.
So
Rolled over
you come back to
right now.
consciousness.
I've got neck.
You have Insano carrying you.
Yeah.
Do you continue to act limp? Or do you just not even let him know?
I don't know if I go limp. Like, where is my head behind him?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, you're
He
okay.
picked you up like a drunk girl.
Yeah.
I mean, well, I don't know. All he said is he threw you over his shoulder. It could be
Yeah.
your legs that way and your head's just like dangling on his crotch for all we know.
Well, usually the head is on. in the
Yeah,
back.
generally.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm
But
just
it's
gonna. I'm not gonna say
Just carries him
anything.
full
I'm
69.
gonna try and continue to carry me.
You want to Breakfast, that's 9.
Blows on each side of the head.
That's how he's chosen to carry him.
He's full serious.
Can't see anything. just
Our tradition.
just balls in my face the entire time. God damn it.
All right, I'm following Dick Boy out here.
I'm getting in the next room. I look around. What do I see?
The moment you start stepping through
This door?
the little bit of like hole that's there, like you have to duck down
Yep.
because you're tall and it's only so large. As you duck through, like JJ, you can just kind of feel like some of the rock on the top just kind of like scrape your back a little bit. Like it doesn't hurt. Like you can just feel it like kind of brush against you. Like okay, let's deduct low enough. And the moment you step out, you hear a large, what almost sounds like an explosion, and suddenly dust just fills the entire cavern right where you're standing.
Shit.
Right
You
here?
hear- yeah, you hear wood splinters everywhere. And the vibration sends you back. I need a dexterity saving throw from you.
That's my worst fucking trait.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yep. You're a strong boy, but you're not very agile.
I got -1 to this.
Oof. That's not a good roll.
Single digit.
2.
Oh,
You're dead.
I'm dead again.
Dead again.
As this happens,
Fuck.
you fly back like just 5 feet. And instantly, like in that moment, like JJ just bounces on his shoulder and then you fall backwards off of him.
Nice.
You only fell 5 feet. Like you're just taking some scrapes. There's no
All right,
actual
all right.
damage there.
Okay. All right. So now I'm
But you're both prone.
okay.
Okay.
And as that dust accumulates to the room and you hear that loud splintering noise, you suddenly just hear what sounds like a giant whirring sound. Just
Like a fan or
Like a boomerang?
tornado. Like
think
gust
of just
wind?
like a massive ass fan,
Okay.
but much more mechanical sounding.
Okay.
As it just like you hear like mechanical gears spinning on top of themselves.
I'm gonna walk through here into this is still a dust-filled room, correct?
Correct.
All right.
And you can hear it coming directly in front of you.
So if I walk in right here, what's the visibility? So like I'm 5 feet from them. Can I see them? Is it so dusty I can't see them from 5 feet away?
No, you can see like outlines of them. Like as soon as you get up next to them, like
Sure. But it's actually like the visibility is
the
complete.
visibility
dog
is
shit.
just crap. Like you can see that they're there, like just general outlines, so you know who it is.
Yeah.
But like if you were trying to like look at a detail on them, no way.
Okay, but I can tell it's that like they're allies. They're not
Right.
some random monster or something.
Give me a perception check, actually.
Okay.
With yeah, just a perception check.
I had 2 theories.
18.
Nice.
What you can see, probably only about 15 feet in front of you, is what looks like almost a massive orb.
So it's like from right here.
Yep.
So what? So like here.
Yep.
There's a massive orb.
Orb is what you can see the outline of, but you can also see it. It almost looks like it's vibrating. Like you can see it shifting.
So I'm gonna-
moving.
So like I'm gonna kind of go a couple of feet and like go up and try and touch, because you're in front, right? You're here.
Oh, I'm prone now.
Well, you're prone now. Wait, okay. Can I help him up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm gonna reach
I'd
down.
like to stand up.
I'm gonna reach down. I'm gonna reach down and help him up,
What?
and be like, and just point sort of towards the orb and go, "Do you see that?"
I kind of like brush the dust off my face, looking. Kind of, yeah.
And like I turn to JJ and I go, "Do you see that?"
Do I see it?
Yeah, you can see the outline of what looks like a giant orb in front of you.
What the? What is that?
I don't know.
What is happening?
So like I kind of turn back towards like this area, and like I kind of go, Grizzle,
Oh yeah, Grizzly.
you got come back here. You guys need to come up and see this.
Where's Grizzly?
Can they hear me from that far?
Garbo?
I mean, I yell pretty
Where-
strongly. Okay.
Where are you? Guys? You gotta get out of here.
What are you doing?
I just wanted to say, while all this was happening,
You're meditating.
no, once I was meditating, but once I
Yeah.
started to hear everyone, at least two people, start to stand up and move away, I stood up and I was drawn towards what was left of the crystal, and I wanted to walk towards it and inspect, see if I sensed any more energy from it, if anything happened. What do I feel like when I'm standing in front of this crystal?
Yeah,
What's
give me,
left of it?
give me an investigation check.
This is like the root of all these problems. 18.
As you near it, like, you can definitely feel still energy emanating off of this. It is, the amount of energy you feel protruding from it is equal to its scale. So like when you had first walked into that room, like you could sense the power of this. Where now you know, like as you step closer and closer, you almost have to be on top of it to feel the energy that's left inside of it.
I was trying to think as a little gnome, how big is it comparatively to me? I'm looking for a small piece that I can...
It's like 8 feet tall now.
Is there a smaller piece that's protruding that I can try and like punch off or break off?
Your investigation check was high enough that you can look around and you can see pieces and chunks all over the ground
Okay.
from Grizzle's dynamite.
Okay, I don't have to... So I'd just like to grab one decent sized one and then a little schmattering of smaller ones.
Okay, what do you consider decent size?
I mean, just a nice
Like fist
softball.
size.
Softball
yeah, just a
size?
fist size.
Like
yeah.
so, softball and a couple golf balls.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, just so I kind of have.
Yep.
Sure, you can absolutely do that.
Does this resemble at all like a portal that Sister Gariel made
Yeah, I
for
guess
us?
that's a good question. Have we seen this kind of portal before? Is it a portal?
Said it was an orb.
It was an orb. We just
Yeah,
walked up to
orb.
it. We haven't really examined it, right? We just kind of are. We're 15 feet from it still?
You're 15 feet.
Because I haven't walked up to it
Yeah.
yet.
So the
I just
dust,
called them in.
the dust continues to finally start to kind of
Like settle a little bit?
settle a little bit, but it's extremely slow in the process in which it's settling because
Sure.
there's not a ton of wind current through here.
Okay.
But like as you're like looking up, you know how high the ceiling is, and it only goes so high. Like you can actually see above the dust cloud, so you realize it's mainly centered around whatever this object is.
I smashed one of the smaller crystals in my book again. The bottom left one.
It's a bold choice, Cotton.
That is a bold choice. Okay, mark it on your thing.
I will.
Mark it.
Mark zero. Mark it 0.
But I wasn't over.
And roll me a d4.
Towing over the line, Smokey.
A D4?
Yes.
So Carl, you never answered my question. Does this resemble a portal that Sister Gariel sent to us?
Give me a perception check.
Perception.
That's a
nat 20.
Wow.
Plus, do you want the plus?
No.
Portal, right?
I mean, granted, generally I would, but it's high enough.
All right.
So as you're like looking through there, the one thing you remember from when you saw the portal, not only Sister Gariel's, but even the one Cost was using, as they moved like in a clockwise or counterclockwise fashion.
Okay.
So the swirl was I don't know what you want to call that, other than clockwise, counterclockwise. But in this scenario, it's not. It's more moving more horizontal, like it's going around.
It's more swirling than it is
Okay.
circular.
Yeah, swirling, not rotating.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Swirling, not rotating.
Okay. Like a toilet.
Does that make sense?
like the Coriolis? What do they call that in the toilet? Where it's the different places in the hemisphere?
Now we're just getting really off.
Right.
rails.
Yeah.
More off rails than usual.
Guys, I don't like this. I think we should get out.
I would ordinarily say let's smash it, but we're barely hanging on as it is. We should get out.
Smash it.
I mean,
Isn't it in between you and the exit?
Yeah. Wait, I rolled a 4. What happened?
Oh, is it-
you're still preparing?
but that was when we first came out. Was when it exploded as.
I had an idea, and I don't think that it worked the way that I wanted it to, but we'll just fucking roll with it.
As you sit there and as you crush the gem.
Bottom left, so my bottom 2 on my booker, the small ones are gone.
Okay.
Now.
As you do this, you notice, you can feel something just kind of brush past you. And down near your ankles, you can hear more rumbling of rock and stone.
Okay.
Yeah, the secret's fucking gone. You know what's happening.
Sure I do. But so a question. This is the number of them? Each on this on the left?
Yes, so you need to take one of those. Yeah.
Okay.
So in that scenario, no, it does not look like a portal. Sure, it's circular,
Sure. Spherical?
spherical,
Okay.
to a certain extent. In that you start hearing that whirring that was extremely almost loud and high pitched. It starts to slow, and it now starts to become more of like a low drum as it just and it continues to slow down. In that you hear a loud as if something's releasing, and something loud and metallic sounding hits the ground.
Guys!
As the dust begins to settle,
Large metallic hits the ground.
you can start seeing around your feet the shatterings of the splintered wood and pieces that you knew were from the lift.
I was gonna say there was a lift here in this room somewhere.
Right. What the heck is that? What?
Oh, it's a drill from up,
The
down below.
shit.
What?
It's penetrated from down.
Oh, look at that thing!
Wait.
So the shredder like
Wallpaper!
Cool.
I know what this is.
The Underminer!
With that, you start hearing muttering inside of the smoke, and you can start seeing more motion outside of it.
Oh, I know where Carl's going with this.
Oh, man. It's freaking Cloud. Do we
It's
recognize
Cloud.
the muttering? Is it Cloud?
You recognize the muttering as
I
Dwarven.
Yep. I knew where you were going with this. Fuck.
What?
No, you fucking incorporate. Oh my god.
What? It's the Lost Vikings.
Oh no.
It's like Ninja Turtles, but they're Vikings.
I love what you did with this story. Holy shit, I love what you did with this story.
Galactic, Dwarven
Oh
Galactic.
my god.
Avengers, assemble!
These dudes are cool. Little dwarven like
Yeah.
liner guys. Up from the dead.
So as the dust continues to settle, you see like more and more movement around this giant sphere. As the dust continues to fall by, you see the sphere has a tip to it. And you see what the whirring was not only the sides of this giant metal contraption, but also a large drill at the top of it, as it had busted through the earth and there's now rock everywhere. The vibrations around you kind of started to come to a cease. So you know this is what was...
Am I able to make out what it is now? I
Yes.
know exactly what's happening.
I would say, especially those of you like in the immediate vicinity can see it well enough. I would say like Grizzle and Garbo, like you can tell again what's happening, as in like there's something larger. You can start to see that there's a point to it.
Are we in the doorway, Grizz?
I
Where are we at?
You
I
guys are
draw,
kind of like you can see through the doorway, but I thought you guys are still on the other side.
I
of
draw my hammer, take out my
I grab
shield,
some
and take an
stuff.
active like readying stance, like a fighting stance.
it. As you
And if anybody was to see me, I look very, very angry.
as you do this and you take your ready stance, I would say, well, Well, both Insano and JJ are going to notice this, and the moment you do that and you take your stance and you step back, in that moment as you two look over and you notice Dane like preparing himself, you just see like all these like little pieces of rock and rubble start to just form again right next to him and start to lift up out of the air as a minor earth elemental sits right next to him as he takes his position.
Oh shit!
It's just slightly taller than you are.
Then Dane.
I love that I'm the only one that knows what's happening right
Oh
now.
no!
That's my favorite part about this right now.
But do you?
Yes. No, I don't actually. I don't actually, but I
mean-
am happy that I know what's going on.
I'm looking at Dane, and I'm like, still coughing up a little bit of blood. It's just all over my like chest plate. I'm like, all right, take out both weapons. And I tell JJ, get behind me, little buddy.
I do just that. Meat shield. I cower behind him.
As I'm holding my stance, I cast the rest of my lay on hands on myself, the rest of the 15, because I was at 1 hit point, so now I'm at 16.
Okay.
I don't have a choice but to do that based on what just happened. So now I have no more lay on hands, which is unfortunate.
Grizzle.
I'm still not speaking, so nobody knows what the hell's
I'm-
going on yet.
I'm trying to just get a head count to confirm this is as much as I can
Guys!
see, and I know at least what I'm about to get ready for.
So, in that moment, suddenly you hear, as like the ones of you that are close enough, you can just hear more muttering back and forth amongst like these like creatures that look Danish size in the smoke.
Danish size.
You just hear the muttering back and forth. Dane, you can make out what they're hearing.
What they're saying?
Yeah. Or you can make out what they're hearing. What they're saying. Thank you. You can hear what they're saying. There we go.
I get you.
You can hear what they're saying. And one of them just says, "Exhausted." And you can hear just like steps on what sounds like metallic again. And the whirring starts up again. For those of you that are close enough, you can see this direction that the sides of this little device were going start to reverse. And as they do, all of the dust starts to get sucked into it. And the room suddenly clears. As you're sitting there, you see half a dozen or so dwarves, fully armored to the teeth, around this massive device, of which they've all obviously escaped from. It is larger than the actual mini that's there, but I just didn't want to print it in an obscene size.
That is cool as shit, though.
It really is.
Oh my
But
God.
obviously it has to be larger to fit those minis inside of it, but
Oh, I'm just standing in awe and fright.
and they all just like, you can see them all looking around, like just inspecting everything. The few in the front are just focused on you three. But they, again, like they see your readied stance and they take a readied stance as well. But they're not doing anything. And again, you can hear in Dwarven as they're like running around. Does anybody else speak Dwarven or is it only, okay. Grizzly, you can hear this as well. Where is he?
I look at Dane. What did he say?
He's asking where he is. So I'm still like sort of ready. I'm gonna not take like a readied stance because they didn't like attack me or attack us right away. I can see that they am I able to tell that they responded to my ready stance?
Yes.
Okay, so that's what
Like,
that's
that's
why
what
they
they're
did-
doing,
okay.
basically.
So I stand down, but I'm still like I put hammer at my side, shield still kind of up, and I say, "Where's who?"
In Dwarvish or common?
In Dwarvish,
Okay.
so only he can understand. And
Alright.
Oh, inside man. Where's he at?
does he have a name?
Nord.
Never heard of him.
Nord!
And it just like yells it out. And you just hear like coughing in the background.
That here?
No, like
Oh.
further towards the water.
No way. Ah, damn it. I have some apologizing to do. I know where this is going.
And they turn around, and you can just see like this little like arm go up in the air, kind of off to the side. You can see him. He's been sitting there the entire time.
He's behind the pillar.
Hey, there he is.
Shy of one finger.
Oh, shy of one. Oh, that guy. No.
That's the guy.
No.
Who was this guy again?
He was one of the miners, like chained up, like fucking going to town. I think he's the one who threw the dynamite at the wall to blow it up to let us into the room initially.
You beat the shit out of him?
By the way, the guy who's been
I
yelling
just
this
beat him
entire
up.
time
I
is
just
this
ripped the finger off.
elderly,
That's the guy.
the elderly dwarf in the
I'm like
front.
the Ike Turner in the group. I never had like fodder. I just
You
beat
gonna
her.
gaslight this guy? Is that your strategy?
All right.
Commission,
While
gaslight?
this is happening, I would
No,
like
you're
to
not.
begin ritual casting comprehend language.
Okay, I forget how long is it. Is that 10 minutes?
I think it's an hour.
Is it an hour?
I think ritual casting takes an hour. I'll
I
double
know it's
check.
a long time.
I'll
but-
double check.
Okay.
Dane,
But yes. Okay.
Dane, can you at least tell him we don't want to fight?
They're not gonna do anything at the moment unless we do anything.
Okay. I mean, I'll put my holster my weapons.
stand.
and-
So I just kind of wave to my just stand down, and then I kind of gesture at them like we're not.
I'll just
You
like
can talk to him too.
Do
We're
they
right.
see us? I mean,
They can
Well, not-
see
yeah,
us.
they-
not,
say it.
not you and not.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
the thing that
Move
I
up.
haven't revealed myself. If
Right
I
up
see or
next.
hear,
And you guys are like next up there, but
yeah.
you
So
haven't
I'm-
walked out yet.
So they're,
You're still
they
back there.
they yell for Nord. Do they? I assume they go and find him behind there.
Yeah, because as soon as like they start looking around, you hear one of them. Yeah, I see it on.
Go look at it.
That's this guy
what-
saying,
yeah,
"Go look
and
at it"?
that's when you see these two in the back. The guy with the red beard and the female dwarf start to run back in that direction.
So I
And you just hear them muttering with, and just, you can hear the coughing and just like the beleaguered breathing of this individual in the back.
so I turn to I'm gonna turn to this dude
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna say, "Do you have a name?"
Colors of base around him,
Gray?
right?
Or no?
Oh, black.
Adark.
Adark?
Yours.
Dane.
What's your clan?
I don't even remember. Oh, the dwarven, right? No, Mound Dwarf. Mound Dwarf.
No, your clan.
Oh shit!
Your family name.
Fuck. I forgot. Hold on. The clan.
In that moment, what are you two doing?
I'm gonna press my back up against this wall to kind of listen in without revealing myself, realizing what happened to that little guy.
Man, that's some surprise dynamite.
Now, if I recall, how many fingers were taken off?
Just the one.
Just the one, and the kneecaps were shattered. Was it just one kneecap or was it both kneecaps?
I don't remember any kneecaps.
There was a kneecap. I know there was a
It's
kneecap.
not in my notes, so
It's in mine. All it says is kneecap shattered, and it's plural, so.
shit.
Did I pick that? I don't even remember.
Yes, you did.
The shield?
What are you holding in your offhand?
The shield dwarf. Okay. I just needed to make sure that I have it written down. I just wanted to make sure that was right. That's why I reply shield dwarf. The shield.
Good to know.
I begin to meditate. Seeing that Grizzle has got the door, he's at the door. I'm just gonna sit down, kind of where you see where I am.
Okay, so you're like not even an eye line. Okay. What the rest of you notice, like as you're looking over this, like you notice not only how large and massive this intricate device is in the center, like this transportation unit. Obviously, it not only fit all of them, but it's large enough to fit probably more than what you saw come out. So you're not even sure, did all of them come out yet? But it's very intricate. Not only in its design, you've never seen anything like it, but it's ornate as well. You see dwarf faces all along the edges of it.
I've seen something like it,
You have?
according to the story that I wrote for you. Yes.
Okay. And with that, all of them you can see look like just a normal dwarf face, like helmet adorned. But the one thing that they all share in common is there are large bronze beards on every single one of these dwarven faces, as well as on the shields of these individuals.
That do not match mine.
Correct. Are any of you doing anything?
What's the dude's name again? This guy?
I mean,
Adric.
Adric.
Adric. A-D-R-I-K.
A-D-R. Of course, there's no C. It's a K.
I mean, I sheath my weapons and kind of take like an easy stance and just kind of look at him. Like not really making any frightening or aggressive motions.
Okay. As you sheathe that, you see the older one in front of you who had introduced himself as Adric to Dane.
Hey. Where the hell is everyone? What are you doing here?
I look at Dean like, what's he saying?
The better question is, what are you doing here?
Reclaiming what is ours.
What's yours? That's what we're doing here.
Like, what the fuck is going on?
Are they still talking in Dwarven?
Yes, they are.
Yes.
How long is it?
10 minutes.
Okay. Ah, I can't believe I remember that.
You were
right.
right. You were right.
So it takes him 10 minutes to catch up, or he can listen for 10 minutes?
No. It takes 10 minutes until that kicks in.
Yeah.
And then how long does it last once it kicks in? I think it's
1 hour.
okay.
So he's got the okay.
So like basically like as this is happening, you catch like every 10th word,
Okay.
and it's slowly. Like, has anybody ever seen the 13th Warrior?
Oh
Yeah.
God, not forever.
Yeah, but you remember like the Antonio Banderas scene we
yeah.
see with the Vikings, and like he starts like catching
And
like
then
words
eventually,
afterwards,
yeah.
and then suddenly he knows the language. That's kind of what it feels like when he's doing comprehend languages. Like you're gonna catch like every few random words that really doesn't make sense to you, and then all at once it's gonna start coming in, and you're gonna be able to not only comprehend entirely what they're saying, but speak it as well. But you're not at that point yet. I'd say you're like 2 minutes into that.
Okay.
Or in fact, if you want to, just set a 10-minute timer.
I will do that.
We're gonna be here for a bit, folks.
10 minute or start at 8?
Start at 8.
All right.
Start at 8 minutes.
Yeah.
Carl knows his audience. He knows what's gonna happen next.
I already said it was like 2 minutes were gone, so I'm gonna give it
I'll
to
take
him.
it.
You gotta be
All right.
gracious.
Start at 6.
Start at 6. You already meditated for half of it. Put it at 5.
I like the full rest of this time.
Does this mean we only have to speak with you? None of the rest of them understand.
Do I know that he speaks Dwarfish?
Obviously not.
Obviously. I'm pretty sure I'm the only one that can understand you.
Because I don't think you two have ever spoken Dwarvish to each other.
Correct. No.
So I would say
So I
no.
would say no. Okay, so I stand by what I just said.
Then what the hell are you doing here?
You just said reclaiming what's ours.
Have you been upstairs?
Yes.
So you saw the giant wheel with the windlass that brings this, well,
As he like points to like all the shattered debris.
what used to be this planker down.
Oh, that's what you were getting at. I remember.
I was gonna say, like,
you were
roll a
telling
history
me.
check,
You were
but you
telling me.
remember-
You were telling me to look at that, but I couldn't figure it out. Now I get it.
So if anybody remembers,
but I did not see the wheel because I was not upstairs. So I technically.
no, you didn't. That's right.
So I did not see it. So then I guess remembering that, I say, actually, I took a different route to this floor.
You went by sea.
But my friends here did see your wheel. And I'm going to specifically say your wheel.
When you say that, like you see his eyes widen a little bit. Like like it's noted what you said, and he appreciates that. Like you can definitely tell. Like
Good.
okay, like this doesn't have to go to a certain extent. Like you're showing a certain amount of respect.
Dwarf on dwarf hate. Okay.
There's an agenda. You'll just figure it out later.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Guess I'll speak the shit tongue then.
In that, he starts to turn to the rest of you, and now he's going to speak in common. That doesn't mean that's not going to come useful for you.
Yeah.
Alright, you shits! What the fuck you doing here?
Poke my head out around. And say no. Just my head.
We just got done fighting a beholder, so you're welcome.
You fought a beholder and survived.
We did. I cough up a little more blood.
And we're charging our books.
Put that away,
Oh.
JJ.
You what?
Now then,
He can see the giant fucking elemental next
doesn't
to
mean he
you.
doesn't know what it is.
That's fair. Okay.
Just saying.
I mean,
Elemental doesn't mean anything.
I haven't put the book away though. I'm still holding it. I smashed the thing, and then that happened.
Right, but I mean,
Oh, I guess he doesn't know what that is. You're right. Yeah.
you walk up on the street and somebody's holding your book. You're not like, what the fuck is that magical thing you got in your hand? It's not until somebody draws attention. You're like, I got a special book. Why is it special?
Okay, fair.
What the fuck with the book?
There's no. It's,
And as he looks around, he notices like you're holding on to it. You're holding on to it probably still. You haven't told me you put it away.
I never had it out.
You never had it out? I thought you charged it up.
Maybe. Maybe like a rewind the camera for that one.
Okay, I can say it's stowed in your persons, but there's a
Does
couple I
he
can
have a
see.
book?
Yeah, he just showed
We
it.
all have books.
He just tried to MLM that thing to everybody.
Here on a mission, Sister Gariel.
I-
I'm gonna stop the darkness.
I look back at the lead dwarf as he says that, trying to gauge his reaction. Like, does he know what the fuck we're talking about? Should we be ready to get our asses kicked, or?
You just kind of see him turn, like, perplexed to some of the other dwarves that are around him. And they all just kind of, like, look. Like, no one's, like, going to just, like, obviously shrug their shoulders, but they all just kind of, like, glance at each other. Just, and kind of just leave it at that.
I feel like this is very much the Spider-Man meme where they're both like pointing at each other.
Let's see it then.
What? The book? Sorry, we're a little tired from fighting the Beholder. You'll have to excuse my,
Let's see that. Let's see the beholder you killed.
I could show you the blood where it was. Right this way.
You can show me the blood.
It's complicated.
Please explain.
Right this way. I make some loud turning steps as I approach the entrance of the cave.
Okay.
Well, there'll be something there.
Okay.
Do it.
So, as you're doing this, like, you can just kind of see, like, these two in
I
the
just
back
kinda
corner
shrug.
are helping, like, Nord to his feet. And, like, as they're doing that, they both start to realize, like, he cannot do anything, so he's now basically just hanging there with his legs kind of like just a rag doll underneath as he's holding on to
There's
him.
only
Like,
one knee.
on
He's got a good one.
on her shoulder, you can just see, like, some of the blood coming out of the missing finger. As they're starting to kind of start to carry him back a little bit. But with that, I can remember all their names. Adric kind of motions to a couple of the other dwarves, and they start to flank him on the sides.
Alright, you show me.
Alright, take it easy. Again, loud turning motions. I walk back in. I kind of show him the giant pool of blood was next to the actual pool of water.
All right, so as he's
Yeah,
going through the
yeah.
doorway, what are you two doing?
I was gonna say, as Eel's making this show, I can tell I break from my meditation as I can just, even if I can't hear it, I can just sense that Eric's, it's time. It's time to get ready for whatever it is. And as I get up, I'm looking to Grizzle to see, as I'm expecting him to inform me of what's been happening. And also for direction.
I kind of motion him back behind me. And I just move back a little bit so, like, the beholder was here.
Mm-hmm.
So then they're walking that way, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
So you guys are going where?
I'm right up against the wall still. I'm going to ready an action. When the dwarf comes in, I'm just going to, like, point my crossbow at his head and kind of, like, so he knows it's there. And say, you breathe so loud I could shoot you in the dark. But I'm going to say it in Dwarvish to him.
Jesus Christ.
Grizzle, motherfucking Malone.
Give me a stealth check.
You breathe so loud I could shoot you in the dark.
Just perfect.
So 16.
So, as you go in, you notice, like, he takes, like, the large, because he has a giant hammer. Like, he decides to stow his shield because he realizes, like, a fight is not breaking out. He puts it on his back, and he takes his hammer, and he's just... Okay. You can understand it now for 1
T-minus
hour.
1 hour.
So you understand what he says. Yes. So as they start
So it's
walking
this
through,
guy, right?
it's them, and he's being flanked by two other.
So this is Insano.
Yep.
So
And we're gonna
Insano
say
and JJ are both with you, or just
JJ?
Insano?
Are you
I thought it was
following
just
with
me.
Insano?
Just you,
I didn't assume JJ was coming with
or
me.
any of the rest of you going through?
Well,
No, I needed to finish my.
JJ stood up
Oh
on
yeah,
his
you
own.
need to finish your
Cast.
ritual casting.
But
so-
now,
And you're
now.
just sitting out here with your goal.
what are you doing, Dane? Are you going with them?
Back to there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all kind of slowly unfolding. We're trying
So
to
if
get everybody's movements in here.
Adric is the only one going back here.
Correct. Well, no, he's going back with two others. Two others are going to flank him on the sides.
I'm gonna
How many
say
of them
our-
are?
So there's going to
which
be
which
one,
two?
There's like say it's those two that are right there. One is going to be posted up at the machine. The other two are helping Nord back towards the machine, so they're actually a little bit closer back to it now. But then two of them are going with Adric forward.
No, I'm gonna stay here. I turn to my rock elemental and I just do this as a motion, and he just sinks into the ground and disappears.
Okay.
That's some cool shit.
Oh yeah, that's an ability.
tight, dude.
It's cool shit.
As if
This is just
as if he's just not there anymore.
Does he just like sneak up on people, like uppercut him, like Mortal Kombat style? Can he do that?
You'll find out, won't you?
That means yes.
No, I am going to stay here. In fact, what's this dude's name? We don't know yet. Never mind. I'm just going to approach him. We're just going to go up there, and I'm just going to stand right next to this dude and the machine.
Okay.
I don't give a fuck what's happening behind here at the moment.
And so as you get closer to the machine, you can still you can feel a warmth come off of it.
This machine?
Yes,
Okay.
as you're getting closer to it,
Mm-hmm.
and where all those dwarven faces are, that piece is still just slowly rotating.
Mm-hmm. Is there a visual door on the side that I'm on?
I would say
right
the
now?
door's on the back side.
It's on over here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's like kind of what he's blocking you away from, because he
Okay.
does not want
Mhm.
you to get to a control panel.
Yep. Okay.
And hold on. Let me just for visual reference. These guys are getting closer back here because they're carrying their poor little friend back.
Nord!
He's got a working leg. Fuck's he complaining about?
It said kneecaps
Nord!
in my notes. Maybe it's a kneecap. We'll go back to the tape and we can retcon it, but I think it's kneecaps.
He's got 9 working fingers. It's fine.
But in that, as you guys are starting to go through, you say this to him as you bring up your crossbow.
For as loud as I am, you should check yourself, boy.
As you look down, you just feel a little tap as he has a knife pulled out right next to your crotch.
I'm gonna kind of chuckle.
I rolled a 17, by the way, on a perception
Oh, did
check.
you? I thought that was pretty high. Kind of, I don't. Crossbows don't go or whatever, but do the equivalent of that and put my crossbow down. We were fighting some sort of mage. He opened a portal, and his undead army that we battled drug the beholder through.
I show him where the blood is, and then where it abruptly stops. Like it was being drug in a certain pattern to corroborate the story.
Did it bleed?
Oh yeah, it bled.
I don't know
It was
how
like a black ichor.
Okay, so what he's saying is not false.
Correct.
Okay.
It'd be hard to disprove that. Yeah.
But as you're saying that, and because where are you? Aren't you just right behind him, or are you behind the pillar?
Still almost hidden. I'm trying to. Since the very beginning, I've thought, if we're trying to decide if this is hostile or not.
Give me a stealth check.
They
I
outnumber-
already gave his perception check, so you have to beat a 17.
Nope.
He's like, hey.
So as he looks over, he sees Grizzle start to bring his hand crossbow down,
Mm-hmm.
and he looks over and he just sees this little halfling in the corner, just eyes closed, just meditating.
I'm done meditating. I'm not meditating.
Oh, you're done meditating.
Jesus Christ!
No,
I
he
said
did. He
this
said he
long-
got behind
thank
Grizzle,
you.
yeah.
Yes, I'm trying to.
Okay,
Yeah,
well, you got behind
it's
Grizzle. I think
exactly
we all
mine.
just assumed you immediately went back to meditative state.
At this point, I was just following Grizzle's
Yeah,
lead.
he was stacked up behind Grizzle, he said.
Now, again, not being much of a height difference between the two of you, he's much broader. It's basically a brick shit house versus a twig. But height-wise, it's not that different. He just barely has to look down in regards to try to meet your eye line. And it kind of gives you a nod. He respects the fact that you were just being a passive observer. But as he walks into the room and looks over, and you're saying this to him, he goes over and starts to go down. Puts his finger into the ichor. And he begins to look around. And as he's looking around,
What's that, friend?
I'm assuming you had one more when you came in here.
We did, and I kind of like walk over and show him the ash pile.
and that's what he's looking at as he
As
says that. So because he just sees the pile of ash, he's like,
Well, between this and
that as he points back to the ichor.
yeah, I believe you.
That's good. Like I'm looking at all the blood on my like chest plate. Like I'm glad.
Sometimes it's a little hard when you don't have a body to show.
I can appreciate that.
I understand that vile one, he's slippery.
Cost. This like I like put my fingers on my like the sorcerer. 'Cause that's what he fucking no.
And suddenly the big bad evil guy is a meme.
Who comes through the door? Cole?
Help me through the doorway. Damn it, Eel.
Playface shit.
Good stuff.
You still call him by that name, eh?
That's the only name we know him as. What do you call him?
The rest of us just refer to him as the Vile. Because we know that's not the cost that he goes by.
Interesting.
This one's much more sane than the crazy old lunatic that used to deal with a little party of undead out in the woods.
What woods was that?
He just kind of walks away. Like, you can just tell he's growing tired of like the fact that like, why don't you know this? Like, this should be common facts to you.
I'm just trying to get a gauge for what he knows. But alright, it's fine. He walks away.
So he starts to walk around because he's immediately not only like torn by that, but as he looks over, he just sees this massive gem, now a fraction of the size of what it used to be.
What the fuck did you do to her?
I look around.
Koss had a book that drained the energy from the crystal.
Oh, what did it look like?
It wasn't quite material. It seemed to phase in and out in his hands.
Alright. Describe it.
It had pages.
We didn't see what was on the
It
cover of
looked
the
like
book.
ours,
Hi,
right?
Sam.
Yes, it looks just like yours, just larger.
Hi, Sam.
I placed my tome in my satchel.
It
After
had
doing this
jewels
with it.
on it, and is that the sword thing too?
Mm-hmm.
The sword in the middle.
Ah. Yeah.
And as he does this, you just hear, like, he says in Dwarven, so you're going to understand, like, you three will now understand. Because he goes back to one of the other two that are flanking him.
Go get the young looking one.
And you see one of them come back and comes right up to you, JJ. And just kind of, like, hits you on the side and says in common,
Adric wants to see ya. Come on.
okay.
So one of these guys is gonna go back in there now?
He's going to go back in with JJ. Are you following?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
As
don't
he-
think I'm in
So
a position
him,
not to.
he comes here. Which one?
Just grab it.
Doesn't matter because all three of them were in there.
Okay. all of them are in
One of
here.
them came out, grabbed JJ, and then
One
came
of them
back in
came
with
out.
JJ.
Okay, sure.
And then Adric looks over to you.
Alright, boy. That book you were brandishing. Show it.
And of course, as he lifts it up, it's basically the same descriptor.
Ah. Interesting. So does he have a book just like yours? Because I saw he had one.
And he points back. He's like,
I also saw the oak had one too. You got one?
I'm gonna reach into my satchel, and I'm gonna grab my health potion, pop the top. I have 2 common. I'm gonna grab one, drink it, throw it down. Now it doesn't matter if I do.
There you go. Remember to follow the directions of the top for the modifier.
Fucking chunks of thing.
2d4 plus 2. This is 8.
So as you do that, like you see him kind of like reach down and just like holds his hand on his warhammer.
I don't like what you're doing, boy. Yeah, it matters. Because right now I'm trying to corroborate what's happening. And you're saying the Vile One has a book like this. But it seems all you did too.
The Vile One left through a blue portal that he created. That's where he drug the Beholder through. What is it you're getting after?
You had said that he used that to drain the crystal.
Ah,
I'm assuming that all you did too.
not intentionally, no.
What's the intelligence of your character? Because I think that's spot on.
Pretty low.
Pretty low.
You hear my ashes whimper. Oh no.
Not intentionally, no.
This was the birthright of our clan. You had no right to take it. I am not the one you need to explain yourself to.
Okay. I look at him in the eye like,
You tower
What's up?
over that little
In that
bitch.
moment, we're gonna jump back to Dane in this other room.
I almost want to like take him into the water and like watch him just sink to the bottom.
As you see this, like they come up, and you can hear these other two dwarves talking with Nord. And he's like, "Oh God, they took my knees." They took my finger. The fuckers. I was just trying to do good by the clan, and these fucking sons of bitches. We're gonna walk again. Yeah, you're gonna walk again. You're just fine. You look good. You're gonna make it.
Why is this dwarven saving Private Ryan? He's just sitting there with on top. Can I get more morphine?
I'm glad I played that well enough that that's immediately what you picked up on.
Oh my god.
I love it.
Oh my god. Listen, we're gonna get you back. You're gonna do just fine.
Oh, like Giovanni Ribisi.
Yes.
Can I?
There's a letter. Next time my mom gets the letter.
Capar's old stay still.
And you see one of them takes him and kind of like throws him over their shoulder and brings him inside. The other one then posts up on the outside. Now there's two of them there.
So now Nord's inside.
Correct, as well as one other.
One other's gone.
God.
This guy's standing post.
Correct. That lady.
That's pretty tense.
Yeah.
It's a real, like,
Anything you're doing with from that?
No, I'm just kind of eyeballing this guy in front of me.
All right. Jumping back to the other room. Adric's looking at you.
Another one you need to explain yourselves to.
Why do I have to explain myself to anybody?
This cave is our birthright. It was ours before these bastards came in and tried to take it from us.
How long ago would you say that was? Thinking of our
contract?
yes, that's null and void, really.
A few years, why?
How long did you say that?
We've actually been here once before, but this is not the best time and place to talk about it. Why don't we talk about this over a beer? You're mine.
You're fine.
Agreed.
Do I look at Dane like,
And they'll spot you at keg.
You're over here, my friend. I do not
since
see
you're
you
not in the
right
fucking
now.
room. I like extend my hand to like shake hands, like, you know, that's just how you do it. Oh yeah.
Yep.
That sounds fair.
Do you need help getting anything out of this room? I mean, we're in an okay place right now, but we definitely need to rest.
Yeah, you all look like shit.
We feel like shit. A cough up a little more blood.
I'd say we do what we can for your friend.
As he looks like in a pile of ash on the floor.
Well, and I don't think we can do anything about that.
We'll pour one out for him.
Okay.
I got nothing else.
Well, if you'd be so kind, we'll escort you out back.
Sure. Because I don't have the intelligence to think of back where.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say anything. Insano's doing great here.
I'm drowning on my own. Thank you, Sean.
God damn it.
What, are you taking us back? Why did you say?
Yeah. Not that. Well, I guess yeah, you know that. 'Cause
That's the one piece of paper that I left upstairs. He tells you a name of a city. The city's name is upstairs, so I'll have to come back to you for that, but I don't remember right off the top of my
Oh, we'll
friggin'
go upstairs then. No worries.
head.
But you'll need to ride back with us.
Can I talk to my group real quick? Just let them know what's going on.
Listen, we're gentlemen. You already shook on it. We're gonna have a keg waiting for you when we get back.
Fair enough. Sounds good. I'll slap my knee and follow him out.
Okay. As you follow him out, the other two dwarves remain inside and look at the remainder of you that are sitting there. And one of them in common. Alright, well, we going or what?
I kind of loosely tell the group, hey, we're going to get some introductions made and get something to drink and something to eat.
As long as I don't have to walk out of this hellhole. I just want to go home.
Are you guys following back to this drill thing?
All I can think is this is like Mac trying to like be in charge of the thing. Like, all right, guys. So listen, team. Listen, group. Okay, we're just gonna go on back and hang out with the dwarves. Okay, just
Look, I assessed the situation. I scanned him
visually.
visually.
To go back to their place, get a kegger. All right.
There's no threat here.
Are you guys following to this thing?
I look to Grizzle for
I'll tell you what.
acknowledgement.
I'm taking a couple steps back as they kind of start to come through here, and I'm gonna wait. And if I can, when Gearbo drops by, I'm gonna grab him into the corner, and I need to have a few words with Mr. Gearbo here.
You're trying to do this secretly?
No, absolutely
He's just like
not.
readying an action the way
Okay.
I understand.
I'm
it.
readying
This
an
is like-
action to be like, I need to have a little side conversation with
Okay.
Gearbo here.
I'd like to be the first into the dwarven drill.
Okay.
I want out of here.
Okay, so who all is going in as you allowing him to grab you as you come around the corner?
Well, until we get to that point, for right now, I'm kind of humping Matt's leg.
Okay.
I'm making a point not to be near Norm because I don't want anything to do with him anymore.
I think he might recognize you when you get into
That's that too. Like I was those kneecaps treating you out.
You're fine.
All right, so JJ, as you come up, like you notice as you come to the side, like there is a stairwell that goes off to the side. You can see a side of a panel that has released from the exterior. There's a small stairwell. As you go up, like you're tall enough where you have to crouch just slightly to get inside. But as you step in, like it's much more expansive than you would have thought.
Great.
While near the nose, you can definitely tell like what looked like just a drill. It must be some crystal element inside of the drill because there's a cockpit seat that sits near the front, and you can see through the drill.
That's some fancy shit.
So on the exterior, it looks as though it's completely opaque, but it's translucent from the interior. As you're inside, it looks like one of those. What were those? Something at Tron when you were a kid. At carnivals, where you'd all stand there to go really fast and it'd just pin you to the wall. What were those called, like megalotrons or something?
No. The
Cyclotron?
Gravitron.
Gravitron, thank you. That's almost what it looks like. So as you go in, like you see seats lining all of the sides in one large circle. And there are, like, you can already go over there and you see Nord, like, strapped in with a 3-point harness.
Do I fit in one of these things?
He's in the handicap seat.
I don't think I do.
You jump in?
Have I been able to snag
I'm on
Gearbo
it.
aside?
Okay. As you hold on, as you step in, like you jump in there,
Yeah.
and you're able to strap yourself in. Like the backrest only goes to like the bottom of your shoulder blades. So it's an okay fit aside from the fact that the curvature of it like pushes your head in a little bit. So you're kind of sitting like this.
Sure.
So if this is gonna be a long ride, it might start to get uncomfortable.
Okay.
In that, what are you?
Hey guys.
I'm gonna look at the dwarves. Are they wearing like full plate or like what's their armament situation?
Full plate.
I'm gonna look at Garbo. I don't think we have a choice.
Yeah.
And as I come out, before I get in, I'm gonna go relieve myself and like nonchalantly make my way over here. Shh.
As you start doing that, a female dwarf in the back. Hey, where the fuck you going?
Taking a leak.
I'll be watching.
Male dwarf? Or is
Yeah,
it-
female dwarf.
I'm just not even gonna react. Kind of go over here.
Just give her the cold
Yeah,
shoulder.
wow. Oh, you like that, are you?
The rest of you,
She wants the G.
I've positioned myself so that I was
right behind.
gonna follow, but I'm waiting for this trigger to act now.
Okay, so as you come out,
Okay,
Yeah.
so I pull him aside. You get to read these two sentences, or these two paragraphs real quick. And I basically tell him exactly what's going on and who these people are.
can I read it?
You can.
Yeah.
This is the exact thing I sent to you, but yes, you can.
I have.
Or who I assume to
I
be.
feel like telling this entire like play. I have no idea what's going on.
Okay.
Well,
I'm correct.
good lord, look at the whiskers on that thing.
You haven't asked me any questions. In regards
I know
to
that.
yet.
No.
There was
But there's only one option.
there's another printout I gave you.
Can you tell me that's who these guys are?
Yes. I make him aware of that's who they are. And
So you
that's what
guys
they're
like
about.
music?
And that's what my temperament is towards them.
I will tell you this right now. Those individuals have dark skin. These do not.
Okay. That's fine.
So, no.
Question mark.
Can I tell Edric something about Gerbo?
Certainly.
Ouch.
But I'm informing him of
Yeah, you
what.
guys are having
Yep.
Tell them
That side.
everything else, Eel.
I mean, our little friend, he's got some battle trauma.
The idea.
He's not. Sometimes
Carl.
he's a little.
Just as
Tell him about the guy he murdered, too.
the point of that
We'll
conversation
get
was
there.
not to be like we're fighting them right now.
Murdered a guy.
Because otherwise I would have done that. The point was like,
Didn't know it was
I got you. I'm getting you.
yeah.
Same point.
Like our little guy, our little friend, he's had some,
I read
some
it?
trauma.
Yes, you can.
I don't think he's dealt well with our adventures so far. Just in case he seems a little odd, that's what's going on.
Dane.
No, not the dwarf, the halfling,
There's gnome. I'm a gnome.
the halfling.
That's a halfling.
Close enough.
But he had more gnomish features.
He might be a little gnome.
He's your friend. Whatever. Halfling. Sure.
He's a little weird.
Do we have to
Sam.
No,
sedate?
no, he'll be fine. He might get a little weird in dark corners. That's all.
Hey, alright.
So you jumping inside then?
I'm looking inside to see how I'm gonna fit in this thing,
You can already see JJ just kind of sitting in there. Like, what are you doing as you're sitting in there?
but I'm like,
Just that.
I asked if the dwarves around me, hey, you guys like music? I start to tune.
As you're doing that, like,
can you just hear me?
there's only the two dwarves in there.
Okay.
And the one just kind of like he knows he's on the job, so he just kind of looks up at you and he's still very stoic. Where Nord kind of looks up and you can just see like a slow tear coming out of the side of his face, and he just
You have any requests?
Um,
Okay.
Yeah, dude, don't
Wonderwall?
And so at first it was supposed to be something kind of jovial, and it kind of almost transitioned to like, I'm gonna do this just to kind of ignore everything else that's going on because it feels awkward now.
Sam.
So what are you doing?
I'm just peering in to see, like, am I gonna fit in anything inside this, or am I gonna just, like, sit on the floor and try to figure it
No,
out?
you're gonna have to like to get through the doorway. You're gonna have to crouch and kind of go in sideways. But you think you could fit in one of the seats? Like it's gonna be a snug fit, but you could do it because they're slightly oversized. Like
Sure.
they're not completely all made exactly for dwarves, but you can tell that's exactly what's accustomed to.
Sure.
But it's almost like a racing seat. So like the racing seat profile is that for a dwarf, but the seat still has like little fins on it that come out, so it's not going to be like the exact snug like
Right.
performance fit for you. But
It's
you
a
can sit down.
medium DX racer, not a large.
Yep.
You are fucking Bowser in Mario Kart.
Pretty much.
Yep. There you go.
That's
Thank you. That's what was needed.
That's perfect. I'm gonna try to get in and take a seat without breaking anything best I can.
Okay, you're able to do so,
Okay.
and you're able to get the harness on.
So
It's just-
JJ's in
it's
here.
not comfortable.
No, not at all.
Who's this? Some little
Like-
fucking.
Where JJ kind of has to like lean forward slightly,
guy.
you're more.
I've got to like punch and lean over.
It's almost like you're on a squatty potty. It's kind of what it looks like. The rest of you.
How? When I'm looking at the dwarves, are they like kind of uncomfortably like, "Hey, come on, let's just go," or is it like? I mean, I see Insano and JJ just hop in some stranger's vehicle.
It said it had kids.
Am I getting like a bad vibe from them?
There were puppies
Give me an
inside.
insight check.
Procrastinating
Yeah.
hard not to go in
Something
there.
like that.
19
Yeah, I'll get it.
plus insight.
Yeah.
So 24.
Damn.
Yeah, Sam, exactly.
Yeah. All right. What do you do with that?
As I'm walking up, I'm making eye contact with Dane to see what he's doing.
I mean, at this point, I'm just gonna get in. We don't really have a choice, so I'm not. Everybody's weak. We're just kind of whatever. So regardless of my feelings towards anything that's going on, I'm just gonna go along with the situation. I obviously fit inside this thing perfectly, so I take whatever seat I can and just kind of am quiet at the moment. I don't look happy about it, but I'm quiet about it.
Okay. Where are you sitting when you go inside?
So you said it's like a Gravitron, but there's like a upper seat thing.
No, it's basically there's a gravitron where like the main passenger
Yeah,
sit,
yeah, yeah.
and then there's just a cockpit.
I'm gonna sit as close. So what I imagine is like Gravitron. Then there's like a little ladder that goes up to like a cockpit up here.
Yep.
So like I would like to sit. If this is like the ladder, I would like to sit the closest so that I can see the exit, but also have access to the cockpit.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yep. So you're kind of just sitting off to the side by yourself right
Correct. Yes.
now. And as you strap in, yes.
Yeah.
Another one of the dwarfs from outside, the female, is looking on, but one of the others that's sitting there decides to follow you in. That gentleman with the blue rim.
Okay.
And as he follows you in, he sits right next to you.
Okay.
What are the rest of you doing? Are you done? Did you shaking it off?
Yeah, he's walking back now because half the party's in there. I'm gonna try to sit in a way and like buckle myself in, but like have my sword hilt through the seatbelt. So if I draw it, it like cuts it. Does that make sense?
It does.
Okay. I'm gonna kind of like hide that with my cloak and like really wrap up and bundle and.
Dude, Crystal's been to like prison or something.
Yeah, dude. He is not getting
Yeah,
shit.
I just want to
Give
make
me
sure.
a stealth check, because you're trying to hide what you're doing. I'm not, because I was going to say sleight of hand, but I'm like, no, you could do it. It's just how well can you hide what you're trying to do?
15.
Okay. As you sit down, you strap yourself in, like you look around, like you wait for a moment as to where like they're distracted, like you can see like JJ hits an off note, which is rare for him. But as he does, and you can just tell it's like because he's looking around kind of nervously, like there's a slight amount of like tension in the air, like you can feel it. And in that moment, as like everyone just kind of like takes a look at him, that's when you decide to adjust yourself in such a way that you don't think anyone has spotted you.
No think.
And you are strapped in now as well. I think the only one that is remaining is Gearbo.
Yeah, I just want to be next to Grizzle.
Okay. So you hop in and you do just that. The remainder of the dwarves kind of look around and they start to file in. Another one of them sits right next to you, Dane. So you know are sandwiched in between two of these dwarves.
Mm-hmm.
And the rest of them just kind of pepper themselves in throughout you. There's about 2 seats that are still left open amongst all of you. So you can see this can hold a decent force of individuals. One of them, more astute but younger gentleman, comes in. He has a giant red beard, and he takes off his helmet, and you can see him kind of stow it off to the side, and he climbs the ladder that's near you. And as he goes in the cockpit, all of you are vertical, but he has to go in, and as he hops in, he sits. So he is basically sitting like that inside the cockpit. Think Slave 1, Boba Fett style.
Yes.
And as he gets in, he's like, "All right, everybody strapped?
Yep. Good to go.
Thumbs
Alright.
up.
If you're not, this is gonna suck real quick." And you just hear, just like a slight, you see a chain that's attached to those doors, and you just hear as it starts to pull up, and you can feel slight pressurization happen as that door clicks against the sidewall, and you start hearing the like the sounds you had heard before, but roaring up to a much higher pitch. And as you look around, like you can see the drill in that transparent top where the pilot is sitting, starting to spin, and you can see the exterior walls, because now as you're sitting here in your chairs, you thought they were strapped to the walls behind you, but the walls behind you are actually moving. You're sitting in what is essentially a giant gyroscope.
Oh shit.
So as all of these pieces on the exterior start to move, you can feel the entire body of this giant orb start to shift. You can just hear it hit the side of the floor, as the sides are basically giant, like grinder gears, pulling against the ground to shift it and move it, as it starts to topple the other way, and the drill starts to go back towards the ground. As this happens, all of you are staying basically in a static place as the rest of this orb moves around you, but you're sitting on one level bar amongst all of you. And you're just kind of feel your feet just kind of dangle in the air now all of a sudden as the floor starts to drop out from underneath you. Does this make sense as I'm trying to describe this?
Idea.
As the drill starts to speed up faster and faster, you just see chunks of debris start to fly away. And shortly, you can see the passage that they took, and you can feel the entire thing just quickly drop like a good 15 feet into it.
Fall into the
Previous cavern as the sides grab on, and as they do, you hear the whirring, and one side starts going one direction, the other two start going the opposite, and as you can feel it just suddenly like almost hit you on the sides as it pulls through the rock and starts throwing you forward. You start jetting through this tunnel into the dark. And we'll take a break right there.
All right.
I just love.
God damn.
It was so easy to imagine JJ's character. He's like a little dork. At first, he's like, yeah. And then he's up on the side of the wall, and he's like the first one in there to get all buckled up. And he's all ready. Just awkwardly. And then the guy, everybody buckled in, and then JJ just. Check out my book again.
So, as you left off, you had all just jumped into this massive metallic cylinder. Or as you drop into the hole that they had made before, as they had tunneled in, you feel this giant shift as you hit the bottom. With that, the pilot goes over, "Hey, I could use a little light." And you quickly, as they starting to tunnel forward, you've kind of gotten to a point where you are starting to kind of even out, you can tell it's a level path they're on for the time being. So you're not shifting so much in that gyroscopic feel. So one of the dwarves unhooks themselves and immediately kind of climbs over top a few of the seats and jumps onto the ladder and goes up. And as they do, they get like as high as they can, and you can see them try to reach the exterior. And as they do, they touch an edge of the casing that's around the drill itself, like that big copper piece you can see up near the top, but out from the interior of it.
Yep.
And as they do, you hear them mutter a little bit, and they cast light on it. And it slowly like starts to diffuse, and you can see the light starting to project down the tunnel that they're in, like a giant headlamp.
So they're sorcerers.
At least one of them is.
Is his name Harry?
No. After they do that, like there's a little bit of a jostling, and immediately, like they just lose their grip and fall to the floor. And they jump back up into their seat. You can see like there's a little bit like a red mark on their face from where they hit the base of this thing, but then jump back into their seat and start to slowly strap themselves back in. And as you're going, like you can see like there's a small like mirror that's right next to the pilot. As he looks back, it's more of like a rear view mirror, but just for like the interior cockpit to make sure everyone is still secure. And after he sees that individual strap themselves back in, all right, next up, Ennis.
Anise.
And you can see him reach up as he grabs a lever and throws it forward. And with that, you just hear the whirring reach like a high-pitched level, like to the point where it's almost hurting your ears. And you feel the entire thing lunge forward even faster than it was before as it just starts darting through this tunnel. And you are to the point where it's like you hope they know what they're doing, because the rate at which you're going seems frightening.
Okay.
And if you want to do anything while you're sitting here.
Nope.
I would like to exist.
Cast life.
I would like to use an action to just exist.
Can we do long rest, short rest, meditate?
The ride will be long enough where you can take a short rest if you would like.
I'm short resting.
I will definitely like just.
And
Want to meditate?
I cast undisintegrate.
Need a long rest to do that.
Come on.
Alright, I'll short rest, fuck it.
I will definitely short rest.
All right, so our short resting, do it.
What does a short rest do again?
You can roll your hit die.
You can roll your hit die.
No
and then-
spell slots.
No spell slots.
Just hit die.
Some,
Just-
some
just
classes, but no, not,
Not,
for you.
not me.
You're not that special.
oh shoot.
Fuck, I forgot how
Pretty
you can
much
do this.
warlocks.
How do we do this again?
And then you might have some features.
7d10.
You have hit die right there in the center, like right next to your
Yeah, so
AC
you
and
have
HP.
seven of those.
D10.
D10.
Roll a
You have
D10.
7 of those. You can use as many as you want.
Yeah, and then those refresh on a long rest. Right?
Correct.
Wait, what? Roll as many.
Roll a D10.
So you roll a D10,
Add
you
your
roll up to
Constitution
7d10.
modifier.
Yeah, if
That's
you
how much
haven't
you heal
used
for.
any hit dice already during short rest.
Really?
That's a
I roll a 1.
Thank you.
You rolled
I thought we short rested throughout that whole thing.
No, we didn't. We basically just cooked right fucking through it.
Marathon it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, where's my D10 this thing?
Painful.
Oh wait, why did I roll a D20?
Yeah, you rolled a D20. You need to roll this little guy, right?
Yeah, the UFO.
I'm a D8.
Alright, you rolled it. Oh.
Ah, damn it.
Yeah, everyone's different
What?
sizes die.
So.
Yeah, everyone has a different size.
5 plus
So
Constitution.
Sean might not have a D10.
What the fuck is it?
Yeah, mine's a
That's
D10.
2
That's-
3s.
I'm rolling the wrong die again.
4.
You're the worst D&D player.
I am.
7 and
I got
Four.
an 8.
There we go.
Oh shit.
That's
You had your con when you
5
were doing
plus
hit
3 is
dice?
8.
I don't think
Okay.
you do. That was just a hit die.
Was it just a hit die?
That's what I thought.
Oh, is it not the Constitution?
I
Oh,
can't
so look
remember.
up short. You got a phone. Look up
Yeah,
short rest.
no, I'll look it up. I'll look it up. I can't remember actually.
Mickey Pop and Punch.
Yep.
Alright, well I'm gonna roll
I don't
another one,
remember.
'cause that was. Yeah.
I'm still trying to knock the rust off too.
Yeah.
Oh!
This is our second session in 2 years.
Right.
Why are you rolling so many?
Because I'm hurt.
After 1919, the good stuff.
How many can you roll?
Many as you
I've
want.
got. Well, no.
Well, as many as you have.
The Tyrone
I don't
Dickens
remember.
shit over
One
there?
per
Yes,
level.
You do add
So
your
we're level
Constitution
7.
modifier.
Oh,
You have 1 per
Okay,
level?
so
Foods,
14.
Yeah, they
Yes.
refresh on a long
So
walk.
you do add your con modifier to each dice.
So it's 1 per level you get to roll?
You
Oh,
have,
yes.
unless
So you have 7.
You have 7.
Unless you
Oh.
spent them on a short rest already.
I haven't done anything.
So you should have 7 total that you can roll.
So I can, okay.
And you
So I-
add your Constitution every time.
Yeah.
You do.
So that's,
Yeah, to each dice.
8,
alright, so I had 8, 24,
16,
okay.
22.
3, 1. Okay.
Jesus.
He wants to go outside. He's crying because he wants to go outside.
Outside.
It's super annoying.
God damn it.
Now imagine trying to sleep at night when he does that. Nope.
Yeah, I would think that was a child. That would glitch me out nonstop. I've been thinking
no.
it's a child this whole time.
We've heard it long enough that we know it's him.
And then when you long rest, you regain half, so up to a number of dice
Four.
equal to half the character's total number.
But you don't regain all of them?
It's 9.
I thought it was all of
I
them.
thought it was all 2.
Okay.
What are you looking at? Not like some weird wiki or something.
Nope. D&D Beyond, there's Space Girls.
Dang.
There's 6.
Yeah. I did not know that. I just assumed you got them all back on a long rest.
I did too.
Okay. I guess I'll sit.
I guess I'm chilling. I used all but 1.
So
Because I was at 16 health.
on a long,
So you're full.
on a long
I'm not
rest,
at
you
full 'cause I
regain
rolled
half
2
of your
ones.
hit dice.
Just
But you're sitting better.
much healthier, yes.
45 instead of 9.
All right, everybody done?
51 instead of 16, yeah.
Jesus. Is that your max health?
Or if
No.
anybody's gonna keep going, do you mind if I keep giving?
By all means. I'm good.
You're done. I'm not sure if
Deposition?
Sean is. I'm kind of
Oh, yeah, I'm done.
okay. Hop?
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. Great.
Shit.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
rested.
You fucking gaming down there, you son of a bitch.
I get sucked in. I got sucked in.
So, as the entire thing lurches forward, it takes about 45 minutes for you to get to your final destination. In this time, like, nobody's really saying much. The only thing that really transpires the entire time is you notice most of the dwarves that are there pay some attention to the rest of you, but not primarily.
Probably focused on me.
Correct. The majority of their interest is on Dane. So, as you start, you get closer and closer, all of a sudden you just feel like a big another as the entire thing shifts. When it does, like you've gotten to the point where you've kind of just, you're relaxing, you're trying to heal your wounds a little bit, you're bandaging yourselves up after just being exhausted, going through just a gauntlet. And you look forward as you feel this massive shift again, and you hear a different sound, because now it sounds more like metal on metal grinding. And as you look forward, you notice that there's actually a metal tunnel you have now entered. As you look forward through the drill end of this entire sphere. As you're like grinding through there, you can see sparks starting to fly. But then shortly after, you feel another. You almost all lunge forward as it's almost a stop, but you're still going. Then you hear a. As you look forward, and you start seeing cabling systems and chains on the side that you've obviously connected to, as it's now drawing you forward. And in this, not only have you started to slow, but you've noticed that a lot of the gyroscopic elements have started to come to a slow as well inside of the entire unit. And most of the spinning on the side is starting to slow down, as it looks like most of these gears in the external are taking most of the brunt of moving you forward and not the machine itself any longer. As this happens, you have been going up and down this entire time, but mainly for the most part, straight. And most of your turns have been fairly slow. But in this instance, now you're starting to feel the entire thing start to shift back upwards again. And as it does, you feel all the gyroscopics start to kind of tilt you back again to what was your original position when you first got into the ship. And you suddenly just see firelight starting to pour through the nose of the vessel. And as it starts to slow to a creep, you just hear a big as you just thud against what looks like a larger structure up above. Adric kind of looks around.
Alright.
Well, yeah.
Great. I gotta stand up.
So you can unbuckle yourself and kind of pour out of your seat at this point. Give me a Constitution saving throw for scoliosis.
I got +4 to that. I got like one of those neck pains for like the next week now.
Yep.
Like, God damn it.
So, Adric is one of the first to kind of pop himself out, and he hops down onto the base, even though it's still slightly spinning. And as he hops down there, like you can see him standing there, and he's slowly moving with the rest of it as it's going around, just kind of staring at all of you as he's going around, just kind of making sure, like, okay, everyone's safe. Everyone looks like they still have their will amongst them. And as it comes to a stop, all right, you can all disembark if you'd like. And he goes over to the hatch, and you can see him go, and he pulls a lever, and as you just see, like, this giant hatch open again with a stairwell down.
Everyone feel all right?
I think so.
That was really something.
Are they gonna take kindly to me? Most places don't like me too much.
Are you gonna pick a fight?
No.
You should do fine.
Sounds good.
So cool.
I climb out and like immediately just like do one of those stretches like, oh god.
I'll get out after Insano.
All right. As people are starting to pour out, like, you see the rest of you that are in the interior, the pilot is like shutting a few of the systems down up on top and unbuckles himself, and of course he's now in that awkward position again. It kind of like leans over and grabs onto the side as he dangles for a second, and swings over and grabs the ladder and starts working his own way down.
That's awesome.
Do I notice in what order he like flips things, or is he like blocking it with his chair?
Give me a perception check with disadvantage, because yes, the chair is blocking.
6.
You notice he flips some switches.
No, it's 11.
You notice he flips some switches.
I'm trying to be his shadow this whole time, Grizzle's shadow. Noticing that he's trying to look up and straining to see. I'm going to try and look up and see what he's trying to see as well.
Put it back in there.
Do you remember what your two rolls were?
6 and 14.
So I'm
Take the
allowing me to
14.
help him.
Yeah, because you're helping him, so he
Okay.
gets, basically, it takes that away, so you have the 14.
Plus 5, so 19.
19. You do notice the shutdown process. You're not entirely positive if the startup process is exactly the reverse or not. You might assume so, but you don't know.
We're about to commit Grand Theft Auto.
GTA Dwarf Edition.
I'm going to reach into my pouch and grab one of my small golf ball sized ones and just wait for the right moment to pass it off to Grizzle when nobody's looking.
Oh, what?
Okay.
I guess I don't know. Never mind.
I mean,
I'm going to unbuckle and get myself out of the chair.
Okay.
I'm outside looking around, and what do I see?
As you exit, you look around, and you notice not only just this one machine you had left, but several more that look just like it. You are in a very large, what looks like almost storage facility or a hangar bay, as it were.
Sure.
Because you can see multiple ports in the ground that look like the one you just came out of.
Sure.
All of them are encased in metal. Now, with that, you see multiple other armaments around and other types of vehicles, but most of them seem more like land vehicles than necessarily underground vehicles. And you see a few of these that look large enough, that look like they're retrofitted differently. You're not entirely certain if they are for the same purpose that yours was.
Okay.
But as you were looking about, you see not only that, but you see a few different doorways off to the side of this large rectangular room. Where you were sitting, you're basically in the middle of it currently.
Okay.
Are there any crests or like clan?
Absolutely. The on the exterior of this vessel, you saw multiple of these like dwarven faces encrusted on the side of it, or embedded on the side, with these large bronze beards. You saw a different likeness of that on the shields of the individuals inside as well. But as you look about, not only do you see more of those, but you see a few statues as well. The statues all differ slightly, but you can tell they are all of dwarven kind. Yes, I know, you are just a whiny little... Just sit in somebody's lap.
I would like to my cloak of many fashions and change the color to match whatever is on these crests.
No, you can pick them up. That's just fine. Now, there are a lot of red details around the room,
Okay.
but all of those crests have a bronze beard on, so you want it to match that bronze color.
We're going bronze.
Okay.
Bronze and purple. Good match.
Is Sean working on right now?
Cloak of many faces.
He's the many-faced man.
Many factions, I think.
Many
I
fast.
made that up.
You have all the trinkets?
He's the many-faced god.
Remember when that was gonna go places?
Right. And then it didn't
Wow, there's all
really
these cool things.
go
that
anywhere
happen. And like,
at all.
no, slow down. And like, no, this is so easy. I'm like, no. Just, yeah, let's play it out a little bit. We had a lot of things happening.
Let's do a lot of fun things with that.
No, I think we can wrap it up right about now.
If they had about 3 more seasons, they could have done something with it. But. Anyway,
I
Cloak of
just
Many
said
Fashions.
that was so cool. Like, how do these things run? Like, is it magic? Is coal?
I'm more cool.
Who are you talking to?
Like,
Just kind of in wonderment to yourself.
probably
talking.
Adric. He was the pilot, right?
And he was not the pilot.
Oh, then I would be talking to the pilot.
Okay. The pilot was actually, I believe, which one is the? Okay, it's yellow.
Sweet.
No. Gray. I think it's a blue base. Yeah, blue base. Which one has the red beard on him?
This one.
The blue
The
base.
blue.
Bluey.
Talking about this guy, go?
Yep, that guy.
Yeah, that guy. The guy that I was like face to face with the whole time. Yeah.
Yep. So as he like jumps out, you're asking him this question.
I don't know.
Okay.
I didn't build the thing, I just drive it.
So cool.
I'm told it's some. I think it's pronounced science.
Science. I can do some magic, but I've seen nothing like this before.
I mean, I call it magic, but these other guys call it science. I think.
Cool. Nice driving there.
Thanks. I mean, it's pretty easy once you get back in the tunnel. It just kind of goes.
All right. Like, you didn't have a tunnel going to Wayvecco, did you? Or-
No, that was much more difficult.
Yeah.
I'm flying blind a little bit.
So cool. Yeah. I
I'm gonna look around like at the armaments because I'm just like in amazement of what they've got underground and like how they're trying to defend
Oh
this
my
from.
goodness. Science.
You got it just now.
Yeah.
You're good, man. You're good. No worries.
I was gonna write this down in my notes. I'm like,
Use science.
I know there's a lot of weird things I say in D&D world, but like that one is he just doesn't know how to pronounce it.
yeah. All right.
I love it. That's fantastic. Do we see any like ballista or any kind of like anti-infantry?
Give me a perception check.
That's an 8. Big 8.
You have feet.
I have.
I mean, as you look around, you see a lot of these ground dwelling machines, or ground burrowing machines, seem to have different things attached to them. You can't entirely make out like what each of them does, but you know they're all unique. So you could only imagine.
I'll keep my wonderment about me and just kind of.
Toke up my vape pipe.
Okay, is everybody out?
Yeah, I'll funnel out. I'm just kind of standing amongst everybody and just kind of observing what's going on. I'm not really saying anything or doing anything.
All right. In that moment, after you have finished your conversation, the red-bearded dwarf starts to kind of like go off, and you can see like starting to look around the outside of this vessel, like he's trying to inspect it just to make sure like everything still looks in good working order. But in that moment, the rest of them kind of circle around you as you're all kind of standing there as you've left, and Adric kind of takes the lead.
Alright. So, if you all be so kind to follow me, we'll debrief you as to what happened back there.
And he looks over at you.
Get that keg I promised you.
That sounds fantastic, friend.
Okay.
So he starts wandering off, And as he does, he starts going towards a large set of double doors. Now, most everything you've seen to this point is somewhat dwarven sized. This is definitely an oversized door. Like, this has to be 15 feet tall. And there's two massive doors as it comes. Like, everything, as you look around, is very angular. The other thing you start to notice is most of the stone in here, like, there's a nice cool temperature about, like, this temperature down here has to be close to 60 degrees. But everything in their shapes, like even these statues you had seen, everything has very angular cuts to it. Nothing has a soft edge. Everything is very hard looking. And most of the stone you've seen, like, you just came from an area that was full of grays and browns. Everything here still has a gray, but almost everything has a very bluish undertone to it. So it has just a very naturally, temperature-wise, cool looking to it, or cool look to it. So as he goes, he just pushes open one of these two large doors, again abrazened with large bronze-beard faces on them, as he pushes one of them open.
Alright, we're gonna be going up a few flights, so I hope your legs have, regained some energy.
Time for cardio.
Anything, or keep going?
I whispered to Grizzle, they got these fancy tunnelers, but no escalators or like magical stairs or elevators.
Escalators. Escalades. Set this thing down and keep-
Otherwise, you were going to start walking up flights of stairs.
Was I able to transfer a piece of the crystal over to Grizzle at some point?
Yes, I would say as you're going up the stairs, because the stairs are actually a spiral staircase, a large spiral. So because as you're doing that, you can constantly lose people as you're going around a spiral staircase. That's where you find your moment to pass it off to Grizzle.
And in that moment too, I guess, just kind of tell it. Seems like almost seems too welcoming. Not sure what to expect.
I'm not sure what we can do in a castle full of dwarves.
Right. And like, is there other dwarves around us? Like, while we're having this conversation, and nobody's trying to listen in on us. We feel pretty chill. And
So, and as you're walking up, like, the rest of the crew that was there is following you.
Okay.
So you basically have Adric leading the way with
And
one of
then
their dwarf
us.
on his side, and the rest of them are following from behind. You guys are smushed basically in the middle of this dwarf sandwich.
okay.
But as you had exited and you were looking around, like, you could notice other dwarves working on some of these different vessels as well. So there are others around, just not around you at the moment. Even though the staircase, like, it's not a tight spiral by any means, you can actually walk up 2 by 2. So it is quite wide. But the one thing you've noticed so far is a lack of windows. You have not seen the outside yet.
Sure.
So as you continue up, you are going up to 5, 8, 10 flights of stairs. Like, it just keeps going.
Like we're passing by like doors and other things like
Do we
leading to
Great
other
question.
other than the people, other than the dwarves that are behind us and in front of us, are there other dwarves that we see as we're moving up these stairs at all?
No.
No.
Yeah, and then that transitions into Eel's question.
You are seeing other doors, but they're sparse. So you think you'd see one, like what you feel like per level, but it's almost like every level and a half, every 2 levels. Like, it's an odd spacing from what you've seen in other castles before.
Interesting. Okay.
Is Adric or the dwarves behind us? Are they as tall as I am?
Mm-hmm.
They are.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
As you get up, finally, at about the 14th story is what it feels like. You come to another large door. Not quite as large as what you had seen before, but this one's probably about 10 feet tall, but it's a singular door instead of a double. And as you approach it, Adric looks at all of you.
Alright, this is where we're gonna take a break for a little bit while we figure out what to do. But your refreshments are waiting.
That sounds great.
And so he opens the door, and he basically just steps aside and waves a hand to usher you in. As you look inside, you can see like a long table to fit at least 14 people, multiple couches, a large keg with a tap at the back, and almost like a little buffet at the back of multiple different types of snacks.
Without thinking, I stroll right up to the bar. Right up to the bar. Do I notice anybody around, or do I notice anybody looking at me as I walk?
There's no one else in the room but you. Now, as you look around, like you notice the one door that you had gone through, and there's another door almost adjacent to it. So if you were to think of a rectangle like this, like you would come in through a door here, there's another door in this back corner here.
Okay. So there's a way in, there's a way out.
Yes.
As we've kind of gone up these stairs, and I look into this room, I've been tense this whole time. I look very relaxed now. No more like I'm not upset. It doesn't look like I appear to be upset, and I have been the entire trip essentially until we got to where we're at right now.
Extra important.
I follow him in there, not necessarily to the bar, but I'm just kind of observing the room itself and the things that are inside of it.
I'm just filling up the commodes at this point. Like, I'm just getting them all ready. Not for me, just like, let's go.
Okay.
Ready to relax.
As you pour it out, you notice that it's a dark amber color.
I give it a little sniff.
You would expect it to have like almost like a very like hoppy denseness to it.
Sure.
But it smells rather light.
Oh.
You're disappointed?
No, I love it.
I'm sorry. Should I make it an IPA and then make Can you only meditate on IPAs?
All the details, love it.
Dwarven lager.
Wearing it.
Dwarvassier.
Dwarvassier. But as you go up, you start filling that. Are the rest of you entering into the room?
I'm going for that snack bar.
Yeah,
Yeah?
you don't have a choice.
Yeah, I mean, yes, observing the room, but also observing what the other dwarves are doing once we kind of shuffle in.
Okay, so you shuffled in.
Garble, who's been somewhat in control this episode, starts to slowly
Strangely
pull away
control.
from Grizzle as he's drawn into this cozy environment, and Insano and cracking open beers all over, and JJ running towards the food. I'm off my guard and not so much running the program of ready at any moment for me and Grizz to do some kind of back-to-back combo fighting. I go up to join Insano to grab bring beer drinky. A drink.
I hand him one. Here you go. I take about 3 or 4 more as many as I can carry, and I like start carrying them to like the other people and the dwarves that came in and escorted us. I try to hand it to them first. And
The dwarves didn't come in. Adric stood at the door and welcomed you in.
I have a look of disappointment on my face.
As you turn around, you notice Adric leave, shuts the door, and you hear
Son of a bitch. Where are you going?
a lock behind you.
Where are you going? I like kick the door like a little bit, not to kick it down or in, but I want to like get his attention. Where are you going?
You hear nothing on the other side.
God damn it! It's another trap.
Now, this door, as it was open, you could tell was relatively thick. These weren't just wood boards, they were beams. And the exterior and across the side are clad with metal. It's a thick-ass door. But they're dwarves, everything about them is thick-ass.
Fair enough.
And you are now sitting in this room.
I immediately tell the others I heard the door lock. Guys,
They all heard the door lock.
excellent. Well, shit.
Dressel looks at Insano, kind of shakes his head. Did you think it wasn't a prison cell?
I mean, they don't usually put beer in prisons, but you know, it worked for me.
I'm just gonna like walk across the room and like check the other door.
It's locked.
They've had plenty of opportunities to overpower us, abuse us,
Or kill us.
Right. Now they've brought us somewhere and fed us. As far as I can tell, it's not poisoned. JJ?
I'm gonna grab a beer
Yeah,
from
before-
an. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, before I eat anything, I inspect the food.
Okay. Give me an investigation check.
Ooh.
It looks-
Investigation.
It looks like
He's
food.
gonna eat it and die.
I'm requesting to help him, I guess.
Yeah,
Because as I'm
that
drinking
makes
this,
sense to me because
yeah,
you're saying that. So you can have it with advantage.
Alright.
You're gonna eat it and die again.
7.
It's still food.
It is food.
As you inspect over it, I mean, it looks immaculately prepared. Like, you're kind of actually taken aback. Like, is this here all the time? Like, you see like hot cinnamon rolls. You see sandwiches. There's even pretzels and peanuts.
just the Lost Boys imagining all this.
I grab a beer from Insano and I go sit sort of. When we entered the room, you said there was a long table for 14.
Correct. There's also multiple
so it's like-
couches.
So it's like door, like long table, and then like bar with food and stuff right here.
So if this is the room right here,
Mm-hmm.
as you walked in here, here's your long table that
Yeah.
basically sits almost in the center. Over here you have like a little L, and back here you have a little L of couches.
Okay.
There's little coffee tables on each one of them, and back here there's a little buffet of where your snacks and beer are.
I'm gonna grab a beer and I'm gonna go sit on the furthest seat possible towards the door, just kind of by myself, and just
Towards the rear door.
Well, towards the front door where we
Okay.
entered, away from everybody. Just kind of drink the beer. Doesn't really matter. I'll just drink it, and just kind of mutter to myself. I don't know if anybody can hear me or not, but just say they're only interested in me, and then kind of take more drinks. Whether they can hear me or not is up to them.
Oh, they can hear you. It's a large stone room. I mean, there's not a lot to.
I
stop
mean, I'm
your
not. I'm
voices
not.
from
I'm not
carrying.
trying to like yell it. I'm just kind of like under my breath, kind of like talking to myself. But
What do you mean they're here for you? What's so special about you?
Yeah, right. And I'm gonna jump in on this as well as I finish my one beer and start to head over towards.
They're just dwarves, right? What's the big deal?
Yeah.
they're not the type of dwarves that I think you think they are.
Well, what kind of dwarves are they? I don't know shit about dwarves.
I haven't made up a decision quite yet, but there are many types of dwarves. Some of them are okay, and I point to myself. Some of them are not.
Do you think there's the slavers?
I haven't made a decision on that yet.
I mean, they seem very well organized.
That's the point.
But why only you? If you're saying you're the only one that's in danger?
I'm not saying anything quite yet. However, this is kind of how they operate.
They kind of lull you into a false sense of security.
Correct.
Interesting. We'll cap it at one beer then.
However,
After
I will
Baptist,
say
next.
this.
Yeah.
I'm
You
not
need more than one for the poison to take effect.
I mean,
I'm not positive. That's why we didn't fight them in the cave. That's why we're not going to fight them now.
Yep.
Yet. However,
Oh, okay. Get him off the table.
Immersion!
Come on your lap.
So while he's talking this whole time and explaining, I'm holding the one beer in front of him, seeing if he wants to take it or not. While I'm
I mean, yeah, I'll grab the beer.
okay, good, because I was gonna go for that one next.
So I grab the other beer and start to drink it and say, all I'm saying is that be on your guard because they may not be what you expect.
Okay, well, I don't really want to fight my way out of this place.
I'm not saying that we have to. I'm just saying that not everything is as it seems.
Okay.
I walk over and I flick Insano in the dick.
I bend my neck straight down like, the hell is that for?
Well, who turned you off? I thought you were always thirsty for a little blood. They're gonna
When
coax you into a false sense of security?
When I'm thirsty for blood.
Haven't you only had one?
Two.
Okay,
I
two.
finished off that first one. I
Okay.
imagine it's pretty big. And then that second one, I pounded while I was
for
holding.
just a halfling, sure.
Ah,
Doesn't take much. I hand him a third one to try to shut him up and see if he'll just go.
perfect.
I'm like, yeah, that'll make the problem.
I'm not gonna fucking. I forgot already when I was harassing you.
Hey, why don't you say have a seat in that couch there,
And
bud?
it takes the third beer and I just
Hey, Gearbo,
mosey
have a
around,
seat.
Nurse on it. That's it for me.
Okay, well, I mean, the food's here. We might as well at least enjoy some refreshments. Thank you for sharing. I don't know much about dwarves, so this will be very interesting to see what happens next.
I pull out a letter from Martha
Mm.
that I still have not read.
Mm.
You have a lot that you haven't read.
Mm.
Because you only have so much time,
Wow.
you know?
I'm
How
just gonna sit and sort of nurse my beard. I'm not gonna say anything else
I'm
to
gonna
anybody about anything.
I'm gonna get a nice plate of meat, food, and
How many of you read 1 or 2?
Is JJ like? What is his
I-
mood
at
right
least
now?
two.
Great.
What's his
I think
mood before he pulls this
great.
out? Are you snacking and you think about this randomly?
I got
mean,
a bowl of pretzels.
Yeah.
I'll eat
How do you feel about the
some
situation that we're in
Triscuits?
with your crew here? Why the letter?
And the charcuterie board.
I just need just need a little hope.
You need to be grounded. Little hope.
Just need some hope.
She's not a total whore
but
anymore?
everybody understand what that is.
Charcutes.
Yeah, charcuterie board.
Well, you do have a lot you haven't read. Holy shit.
Yeah, this one.
Remember, they're numbered.
Yep, I'm looking at that now. Here's 3. All right, I think.
Dearest JJ.
Did you read 2?
Where is this?
That's 1.
1. Maybe
Did
I
you read
just
them on
read.
order?
I did read them in order.
That's fine.
You broke the immersion,
Yeah,
John.
Well, that's fine. Yeah, you just opened one up at random.
know. Yeah.
You had a stack of letters.
Sure.
But you can tell the age. Like, that's only to indicate the age of them. So you can tell, like, at what point they all came forward.
Alright, right. Going back to the start here. Nothing in there for you, little munchkin.
Well, I'm gonna finish eating my snack, and I'm gonna rest.
I'm very pregnant.
However long it takes.
Wait!
It's a special.
In that moment, you hear "Arr!" as the back door opens. The one opposite from what you came in.
Mm-hmm.
And again, you see Adric walk through, and he walks through with 2 other dwarves as well.
Mm-hmm.
These are different dwarves than what you had seen previously.
As in, not the ones that we traveled with, but do they look the same?
Like, yes, like
They look the same, bronze beard, all the bullshit. That's it.
yeah.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
they don't literally have bronze beards. It's just like
But yeah, you can tell they're the same like type of dwarf.
yes,
that
like
Adric
they're
is.
of the same
Okay.
makeup.
Okay.
But the one thing that is noticeably different is most of their armor is polished to a high sheen. Like, and they have some type of robery coming over them that's like a deep maroon. And with that, the crest sits right on the center of those robes. Like, these are like presentations almost. And with that, they look about, and Adric looks over.
Den, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is he speaking common or dwarf?
He's speaking common.
Okay.
Thank you for asking.
We're going to ask you some questions first.
Fire away.
I appreciate the openness, but His Majesty would like to speak with you.
Now he's got my interest.
Cool, let's go.
We usually travel as a group. We're a pretty tight companionship here.
Nope, I'm already gone. Left
You,
behind.
you just stand up and start
Yep.
walking.
Right, let's go.
And like as you say that,
I just look at him like,
none of them even look at you.
what the fuck?
Yep. Nope, we're going.
So
Hope
as
we don't
you,
die.
as you start walking,
We could let you know we're pretty tight friends.
Adric sees you following suit. He turns around and starts walking. As you pass the other two, you go right between the other 2 guards. And in that moment, as soon as you pass through, they immediately look at everyone, turn around, and exit, close the door, and lock it again.
Okay, so
Well, I'm gonna.
So with that, I would like everyone except for Dane to leave the table.
All right, but I'm bringing this letter with me.
That's fine. Please do.
Can I short rest?
Didn't you already short
Yeah,
rest?
we already short
I want
rested.
to short rest again. Fuck else are we gonna do?
I wasn't
Ready,
sure where you were
all
going
the
with this.
things.
I have a very good idea.
I mean, I can go do some push-ups.
Fine, you can
I'll
short
do
rest.
some physical fitness.
You
in
can
the
short
meantime.
rest. Bring your
I'll
character
make
sheets,
Mr.
bring your
Palmer-
die, go roll some stuff upstairs.
I'll make Mr. Palmer proud.
Mr. Pass that presidential test.
That's
There
right.
you go. Get your patch.
Couldn't even fucking touch my toes when we did that.
I'm not sure I could now. Might as well make a wish.
I'm gonna bring this up. I'm gonna bring this guy up. 'Cause that's
God damn it, I know where we are now. I'm pretty sure, right?
Don't get yourself killed, though.
I'm not gonna get myself shot. That's not what's happening.
Rocks.
Alright, Carl, fire away.
So, as they escort you, you go up to another type of stairwell.
Mm-hmm.
This one's not a spiral. It's still up, but it's more just a square as you go up.
Okay.
And as you do for the first time, you see window slits as you're going up, and you can see light starting to pour in.
Mm-hmm.
But it's been so long since you've seen daylight that it's somewhat blinding, and trying to focus at the pace at which you're going upstairs, you can't really catch much outside of these windows because they're
Okay.
more like arrow slits in a castle, if you know what I'm referring to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And as you get to a large landing, you see a massive red rug that goes probably a good 50 feet.
Mm-hmm.
As you start making your way down, both of the two guards that were armored and clad in their dress armor, as it were, go up to doors that previously, when you had left that armory below, you had felt those were large doors. No, they weren't.
Okay.
These are probably closer to 40 feet tall.
Jesus. All right.
And with that, they both reach up and take these massive spears that both of them are holding. Each have hooks on the other end. Generally, used in war, but in this instance, used in a more practical
used to
effect
be
as they
giant-
grab these large rings
Yeah. Okay.
and bring the doors open.
Sure.
But they only bring them open far enough just for you to be able to enter.
Mhm.
With that, as you enter through, Adric follows behind you.
Okay.
As you go in, you see what look like multiple windows as you see light pouring through, but as you look through, you realize it's not open to the outside. You can feel a breeze coming through just slightly, but the light's reflecting off of something to pour natural daylight in here. You can't actually see outside in this large hall that you've just entered.
Mm-hmm.
It's a nice pyramid peak as it goes through, and at the far end you see a large seat of stone. With that, you see a gentleman, older. Half of his face is slightly loose as it's drooping down, the other half looking quite active. An older dwarf, where you'd look at Aldrich before and you had thought to yourself, for this old of a dwarf, he certainly knows his way about a hammer.
Mm-hmm.
But this one looks a bit more frail.
Okay.
And as he sits there, you can see a crown sitting next to him. Even though you believe
He's
this
not
man to
wearing
be
it.
royalty, he doesn't wear it.
Okay.
And he has a large gemstone staff. And when I say gemstone, it's not studded with stones. The entire staff is one large gem,
Oh.
green in color.
Okay.
Amongst his purple robes and his white beard, he sits there as you approach, and you're about 20 feet away when Aldrich kind of grabs your shoulder and stops you.
Mm-hmm.
And then he takes a few steps to the left. This individual looks you up and down.
Alright, what's your name?
I just kind of look at kind of surroundings here. I'm still kind of in awe of this room, I suppose. And now I look at this gentleman on this. You said it's like a giant stone,
Giant stone, basically
Like a-
chair.
like a giant chair, like a throne.
Correct,
big
like
ass
a throne.
stone throne.
with bronze embezzlements
Yeah.
all around it.
Yeah. Name's Dane. What's yours?
Well, I'm King Brunei.
Spell it.
B-R-U-N-I.
B-R-U-N-I. Okay. And I say, okay. Nice to meet you.
Now, how does a shield dwarf find his way here?
You kind of brought me here.
And you kind of found your way into our minds.
I did. That's true, with the help of my friends.
We'll speak with them soon.
Okay.
Still doesn't answer my question. What were you doing in our minds? Why were you pillaging a cave owned by us?
And you are?
I've already introduced myself.
You've introduced your name, not your clan.
How old are you?
About 50.
Young and ignorant.
Guess you could say that.
That explains a lot. We're the Burnished Clan.
Okay. I got you.
It should be known by all that you are not welcome in neither our minds or our home. Yes, we brought you here on our volition. We were trying to determine why it is you decided to claim what's ours is yours.
That's an interesting story. Because originally, now refresh my memory because it's been a long fucking time for this stuff. Burnished Clan, but we were originally said to have part of that mine, correct?
Correct.
But who gave us that portion of that is no longer here.
To your knowledge, yes.
To our knowledge, that person that said that to us, that we're owed a portion of this, is no longer.
You haven't seen him in a long time.
We haven't seen him in a long. And who was that again? I forget.
I should know this off the top of my head. All I can think of is Toblin, but that's not who
That's
it
not
is.
who it is.
Shit. I'm sorry, I'm blanking.
No, that's okay. But you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, so
we had somebody that told us that, but then we had this time warp thing, right? And what did we fast forward 30 years or something?
You went back 30 years, and then you fast forwarded 35 years.
We went back 30 years, and then fast forwarded. So we're only 5 years in the future?
You're 5 years in the future from when you left, originally.
Okay. I'm trying to figure out how to answer that question. Because I honestly don't remember. I mean, I remember that we were given that contract, right, or whatever, to say, like, help us do whatever, and then we were going to be given a portion of the profit of the mines. And then it got extended. I gave up my boots to do that, correct?
You can explain that as much as you want, that's fine. Like, that can be your story.
Oh, I mean, that's the only thing that I remember, is that essentially I'm trying to, I'm not going to do the voice.
Right,
but
I got you.
I'm trying to explain that to him, like, this is what we know, and we had a lot of crap happen between that, and this is where we're at, and we are exploring this because I don't.
Alright. Well, why is it that you felt that you needed to maim and dismember our fellow dwarf?
So, funny story about that. That if I would have been present for that, I was present for that, wasn't I?
Yes, you were.
Fuck. So the big guy, right? The big guy. He's
I have not met any of your friends yet. Who's the big guy?
What is it? This is the half orc, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Have a half orc friend. Colleague, we'll call him. He's an old timey war guy, and he has a temper. And I'm very sorry about that. I don't know what else to say. I can't control what he does.
Did you try to stop him?
Does it look like I could?
Enough said. So what information are you trying to gather for your clan?
My clan specifically? Not trying to gather anything. There's no intel for the clan about anything. I left home a long time ago.
Then who?
Who are we gathering info for?
Yeah, is it the church? Is it the elves?
There's no church, no elves. The people that you have locked in a room drinking beer, eating snacks, those are the people that I travel with. I'm on my own separate mission. They're sort of helping me with that.
Oh, what's your mission?
Well, if you're so wise as you say, my sister was
When
taken.
did I call myself wise, sir?
I'm going to assume.
since you sit on such large throne with a crown next to you.
And we know what it means when you assume.
Fair enough. The Durgar took my sister a very long time ago, and I am determined to find her. And these people that you locked up are helping me do that. They don't know that, but they're helping me accomplish that goal.
As you say this, he kind of looks up at Adric. You see them both just share a little smirk amongst each other, and just leave it at that.
Okay?
Alright. Well, if you're not a spy, and you think you lay claim to this mine of ours, but obviously under false pretenses, you do know of the treaty we have with the other clans.
Do I?
Roll me a history check.
Okay.
Mm,
11.
So what you can recall is that the Burnished clan has always been like very remote. Like the amount of dealings they have with the other dwarven clans is very removed. You know that they deal with the minting process and have always made the gold and silver.
Yep, I remember that reading about that.
Um,
That's why I was reserved about when I told them about, like, just some of them I get along with, some of them I don't, but they made things not be what they seem.
But with that, you also know that there is a certain treaty set up because they had felt so that to be able to maintain the integrity of the coin, they needed to have a certain amount of remoteness from the rest, or separation from the rest of the dwarven clans. And like basically trying to physically locate them would probably carry certain punishments. You had no idea what it was, but just that as
Any of the other Dwarven clans, Mountain or Hill or whatever.
right. But just specifically regarding the Burnished clan.
Yep, okay.
Listen. I know we have brought you to our home, but in a sense, you have already invaded our home by going to our mine, regardless if you know of ours or not. With that, hate to do this to such a youngin', but I think you'll need to absolve yourself of your clan name and become one of us if you are to stay here. And by stay here, I mean breathing.
Wow. I'm not gonna say that, but like, I mean, I guess I just looked shocked, like, absolve of my clan name.
You can say no. I know that sounds threatening. You will have the opportunity to retain your name. I would not snuff out a young life as yours like that without an opportunity for you to prove yourself.
And what would proving myself entail? Because you know as well as I do, Dwarven clans are very proud, and renouncing that is not something that comes easily.
Correct. It has something to do with honor, doesn't it?
Correct.
Maybe a bout of one.
Correct. So what would that entail?
From the notes that I provided you, give me a history check if you don't remember off the top of your head.
I don't actually.
I don't remember. Oh god. 2.
It doesn't ring a bell.
Well, there's old traditions. You'll have to show your steel against another.
And who would this other be?
A champion of our choosing.
I kind of peer over at Adric. Does Adric see me do that?
He is like, he doesn't react. Like he is
Okay.
just looking straight ahead.
So a fight to the death.
Let's just leave it at a fight.
And the victor keeps their name? Or the loser doesn't?
Either we're rid of our problem, or you're rid of yours.
And if I win, then what?
Then you get to go on your merry way.
And my friends?
They're of no concern to us. They know of no such treaties.
And if I renounce immediately, then what?
Then you renounce.
Do I have some time to think about it?
Yes,
And how long would that be?
before you leave this room.
Wow. I'm not saying that, but okay. Wow, what a fucking decision you made me put here. So either I fight someone or renounce. Let me ask you a question. If I renounce, will you help me find my sister?
You renounce. And you can show your allegiance. I will do in my power to help you.
What do you mean by show your allegiance?
That will become clearer if you renounce.
God damn it. Yeah, this just becomes like a character question, very specifically, because of the history of my character in general.
What's more important to you?
Well, the lore of my character specifically is that family and friends mean everything. Like, just everything. And my sister was the most important person to me. So finding her is the only thing that I care about. That's the whole point that why I'm out here. So anything to stand in front of that would be stupid and against exactly what my character is for. The clan thing is very proud, but if I can get my sister back, I don't know what would... that's the only thing that matters to me. So with that logic, the only thing to do is renounce and have them help. Hopefully they do.
It's your call.
Alright. So, my answer is I will choose to renounce. However, you must promise me to help me find my sister in whatever capacity you can. And if you turn on me, my friends and I will burn this place to the ground.
As you say that, again, you see smirks between him and Adric.
Oh, yes. I remember the spirit of being young. Very well. As I said, you will prove your allegiance to us. For I cannot just take a word. Man's actions are stronger than one's word, are they not?
I would agree.
Very well. You will prepare yourself then.
And he kind of ushers to Aldrich.
A vote of honor that is then. Show him to his chambers.
Okay.
And Aldrich just kind of looks at you. He slightly bows, but then looks over to you and kind of ushers you over. And with that, unless you're doing anything else, he's going to escort you out.
Guy following along.
He escorts you out, and as you do, you go out a different way. Like you go out through the main door, but as you're in that hallway with the red-lined carpet, you exit down a different tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
And after about a 2-minute walk, he shows you to a small chamber room. I mean, it's nothing too fancy, but nicer than most inns you've been in.
Okay.
So it's fairly plush, but as you walk in, he again locks the door behind you.
Okay.
And you are there by yourself with your thoughts and your decisions.
Okay.
If you would go upstairs and tell the rest of them to come back down.
Okay. I will do that. What a fucking decision. Holy shit.
About 15 minutes goes by as you are sitting there with your own thoughts. Is there anything you're going to do with that 15 minutes?
I'm gonna look at the scroll that I picked up from that hut
Okay.
and just kind of examine what it is.
Give me an Arcana check.
I'll just be reading Martha's letters.
I'm staying limber, staying loose, doing some push-ups, some wall squats, doing some one-legged
9.
wall squats.
9.
Yeah.
As you look over it, you can definitely tell from some of what you have gathered from your time of looking at other spells that this isn't damage dealing by any means. This is a beneficial type of spell, but you're not entirely certain how.
I'm gonna look at my companions who are left. Hey, Gerbo, can you make heads or tails out of this? I kind of hold the scroll up for him to look at.
Where did you get it?
It was in the hut.
Oh.
Just a scroll I found.
Well, let's see. I can read Dwarven.
This is on your character sheet.
It is not in Dwarven.
Is it in Deep Speech?
No, it's not the fact that... It's the fact that there's magical components to it, so if you want to try to read it, you're going to have to give me an Arcana check.
Oh yeah. Okay. Oh, 19. I'm feeling the energies. Feeling the flow.
As you are looking over it, you're not entirely certain as to if you know exactly what it does, but you're able to discern enough that you can tell that this would be able to heal a group of people.
Seems like some sort of mass healing spell.
Took that away for a rainy day. Thank you, Gerbo.
So they pulled you away up some stairs or something?
Yep,
And we're
he
left
is,
in the
he,
room?
yeah, he is not present with you.
Correct.
We're still some tasty treats.
So, as you're sitting there and as you two have had your discussion and JJ is back in the corner reading some letters, you hear another click in that back door as it opens back open again. Again, here stands Adaric with the two same dwarves you saw before in what looked like dress robes and armor.
Alright. The rest of you. Like to have a conversation. You mind following us?
Where's Dane?
Dane answered his questions and he is currently resting.
Resting. Can we see him?
Not at the moment, but soon.
I'll look at the rest of my party and kind of gauge their reaction to these answers.
I'm a little frowned, but I get up. I move to the door.
Okay.
I look over at Insano, who told him about the magic. JJ, who's waving the book around, and then at Gerbo, who's half in the bag. I just kind of take a deep breath and sigh, realizing this isn't going to go well. And walk through the door.
I don't have the intelligence to let it's not going to
Half in the bag. He's fully in the bag from what?
part.
I mean, yeah, only 15 minutes have gone by, and I'm on the third, nursing the third one after pretty much downing the first two. Yeah, it's gonna be a while before he comes off of this one, I think.
So, as you're leaving, Adric leads the way for you. All of you follow behind.
Yeah.
As you do, the other two guards that were dressed more in their Sunday best come up on the backside of you, and you immediately start going up another stairwell. Unlike before, where it was just a spiral, this is still a spiral, but it's all like a square that you're going around as you're going up. And you only go up a few stories, like a fraction of what you had before, as another doorway leads you into this large hall. As you get into this hall, and, well, I should say, as you're going up the stairs, you can see different arrow slits, like you generally have seen in castles before as they're burrowed in. But as you try to look out, like, it's been so long since you guys have actually been outside that the light almost seems blinding to you. So to try to focus on something external is too difficult to be able to make out what's out there. And as you get up, you go into this hallway, again, just lined with lanterns. But you don't see any exterior light in this hallway. But there is a long red rug that goes all the way to a set of large doors at the end of this hallway. Now, when you were in this armory down below where you had exited your transport, you thought those were large doors you had left before. These dwarf it. These are probably something to the akin of 40, 50 feet tall.
Oh wow.
As you approach, as you're walking down this hallway, you see multiple banners hanging down, multiple statues, all of them of dwarves, but varying slightly from one another. You can see placards underneath as you pass by, but you're walking too quickly to be able to really make out anything that they state. As you get to the end, Adric stops, and the rest of you proceed to stop as well. The two dwarves from behind encompass both of you, and with their large spears that they have, on the backside both have large hooks, generally meant for tearing in battle, but in this instance they reach up to these massive rings that are on the door, loop them around, and pull the doors open, as you just hear this massive as they begin to pull forward. With that, as you start to enter in, you look and the red rug continues, and you see a large stone throne at the end of this hall. In there you see a lot of natural light, and you can feel a breeze against your faces. But as you look to the windows to the side where you see the natural light, you realize you can't see out. There's something inside that's reflecting natural light that's falling in, back into the room to illuminate it. And that's where this air is coming from as well. But you see a dwarf sitting at the end, purple robes, with a staff. Slightly taller than that of a cane, but shorter than a walking stick. And it is made completely of green gem.
Like the same as that?
Well, that's citrine. Like, this would be like jade. But are you saying is it the same material?
Yeah.
You don't know. Give me a perception check. You're not close enough to really do an investigation.
18?
18? It might be, but it's a little difficult to tell. I mean, this looked like a large gem cluster that you were at before. This is another gem. Is it magical? I mean, to you, the other one just looked like a big-ass gem. This is just another gem. Which gem is magical, which one's not? It's been hard to discern that by your naked eye so far. But as you're approaching, you see, as you get closer and closer, his beard is just a flat white, not even silvery. He is much older than Adric, who you've been with, who's been, even though he's quite white, there's a little bit of pepper to his beard left, so you realize like he's probably not that old in age, but the man moves about like he's a younger man. Where this gentleman, you can see half of his face is just slooped down, as it's just almost like completely relaxed, like it has no muscle function left in it. And with only one alert eye on the opposite side as you approach.
I heard the rest, well, I already got my answers from your companion. So I'll ask you. What were you doing pillaging my cave?
I'll make quick eye contact with Grizzle. Oh god.
Well, I'm just clearing my throat.
Well, sir, we were in that cave because we believe we were trying to fight and find something of great value to prevent a catastrophe, the likes of which the world has not seen yet.
That sounds very convenient for a thief.
Well, fighting a beholder is not convenient, sire.
As you say this, you see him glance over to Adric, who's still on your side, but he's taken a few steps away from you. It's like you guys are all still on the rug, where he's kind of stepped off on that onto the stone.
Sure.
And you can just see him kind of glance up and just like he slowly nods, confirming what you've stated.
Mm. Brave of you. Or stupid, I don't know yet.
I kind of laughed nervously. Yeah, we weren't sure either.
Where do we even begin?
It's a long story, to be sure.
Do you want to tell him your story or not?
It's Insano. He's gonna tell him everything.
Pulls up a chair.
Yeah.
How much time do you have, sir?
I mean, that was a question I thought about asking. Yeah, I, without really thinking too much of it, kind of.
Tell him everything.
It's kind of nice to be in the presence of royalty again. 'Cause that hasn't happened for me in I don't even know how long at this point. I started telling him why we're doing what we're doing, why we believe we needed to be in this cave.
So everything.
Cost.
What are you leaving out, if anything?
I would say nothing.
Okay.
So he readies his everything and tells him everything.
I read his storytelling actions and I burn all of them.
So then we went into this tower, and I took a nap, and that
It was a great
erased
nap,
like
by the
5
way.
years of everybody's lives.
I mean, how far back are you going?
Let's just leave it at the first time we. We do the first time we fought Cost or not? Fought Cost. Let's go at least back to the part with what is it, Cloud and Mark, whatever, and what we know of why we should be in this cave. We'll stop it there.
Okay.
So it's kind of a rebellion of sorts, it almost seems.
I don't know about rebellion, sir, so much as prevention of a worldwide catastrophe. We have reason to believe that this is going to happen, and we've seen a lot of evidence to it with this Cost fellow.
So then what are these books?
Tools to help us fight him. That's what we believe.
And where do these books originate?
I honestly don't remember. Like, I'm saying that as a player, not as a character.
Didn't they come from that tower?
The tower, yeah.
Tower.
Oh,
Mordenkainen's
Mordenkainen's
Mordenkainen,
tower.
yeah.
That's right, because we fought the hill giant Fred? Is that his name?
Ted.
Yes.
They were a gift from Mordenkainen.
Kanan.
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 We spoke with him, that's right.
You spoke with the man directly.
Well,
What was
Part-
left of him,
part of him.
all we could make out was a literal mouth talking to us, as weird as that sounds.
I know of what you speak, oddly enough.
I seem impressed.
But I realize that
It's freaky.
I realize that the voice that you're using sounds like an 80-year-old Tennessee man.
Well, the problem is trying to do an Irish accent when you're only trying to speak out of like one side of your mouth.
you have a fucking
incredibly hard.
stroke. I can
Oh,
imagine.
yeah,
Yeah, I get it.
He's a little strokey.
Interesting.
Can I show you something I took out of that tower?
Please.
I pull out the Minotaur horn that I ripped off.
Ooh,
The enemy that we slayed.
Juicy.
as evidence of where we were. Not that he'll need to necessarily buy it, but this is what I took off the enemy that I killed. I have some pride in my collection of what I take.
Now, you understand the issue that there's no way to place that in the place that you were talking about.
I understand,
I
but
don't think you do, otherwise you wouldn't have pulled it out in the first place.
I couldn't have this book, this horn, or my flask of sadly empty Minotaur blood if I didn't. Sir.
He just kind of looks around at the rest of you that are standing there, like, do all of you follow this thought process? Or are you following what he's saying, that this doesn't really prove a damn thing?
Charisma is just trying to take some deep breaths.
Paper bagging it over there.
God damn it. I suddenly fall to my knees, grasping at my chest, and just
and fake
groaning in
fake
pain.
fucking seizure.
The pain of not seeing Martha.
Oh.
I'm joking. I don't know.
No. Oh. Wait a second.
I'm sorry. I don't know what came of me. And I rise back to my feet. Still kind of wincing a little bit.
You need attention, young man.
No.
JJ, show him your chest.
What is happening?
The royalty in front of you looks over with Adric, and you can just see them sharing like a concerned glance as to what the hell this means.
That's why a 17-year-old boy's gonna show his chest.
Don't let the
And Garrow
party
starts walking
fighter
over to him.
walk in and start running his mouth. The guy's got no intellect. He's got no fucking charisma.
I have a negative
Garrow
charisma.
starts walking over, almost as if instructing orders from Insano, and approaches JJ and begins with the one hand to try to start unbuttoning.
He's like, come on, get sexy.
I'll see that.
In the tower, sir, there was a contraption where we were strapped to this table.
How does this get worse?
Show him the scar. We're doing the Minotaur. We're doing the Minotaur story. Show him the scar.
To get him to shut up, I show him the scar.
Our friend had died in this tower, and it was through the power of, I'm gonna lie a little bit here, of Mordenkainen that allowed him to come back to life. See, show him the scar. Like,
Okay, give me a deception check.
sure. At least that's what I think happened. Wow, 4.
The stroke man does not believe you.
Now, if I recall that scenario, remind me if I'm wrong, because again, trying to kick Rust off. If you tie, the benefit goes to the player, doesn't it?
Correct.
Wow.
For tie.
If you tie,
That's
Yeah,
bad.
I roll like shit.
Wow. I had
I
negative
think
2 to
I would
that.
have
I thought
give
it
you
went to the
benefit of
player
doubt.
every
Thing
time.
that's happened since we left.
Yeah, I think you gotta.
I think it goes to the
meet
person
the
initiating the
DC.
action.
Okay.
I could be wrong,
I
but
think
that's
it's like you meet.
I mean, it's
the
up. It's
DC,
up. Ultimately
right?
up to
So,
you.
like, AC.
You rolled like shit. He rolled like shit. It's up to
I'll
you.
let it
again.
be. I'll look it up after the fact.
Then I asked the king, do we even know his name?
Nope, nobody's asked yet.
Yeah,
Nobody's
like,
asked
alright.
yet.
So, I'm sorry if this is out of line, but may I ask where we are and who we have the privilege of being in your presence?
The privilege. I like that.
Much more kind than I was.
Hey, dickhead.
I am King Bruni.
Bruni, if anyone's writing it down.
Yep.
As he says that, he kind of ushers to his side, and you see on a bench next to him, like, there's an actual crown over there. He just, for some reason, chooses not to wear it.
You are an Ennis,
There's a feral cat in the room.
the city, and head of the Burnish clan.
You said you knew about the The lips. How do you know about them?
Not specifically those particular lips. I just know of the spell.
Oh.
He's heard of lips, man.
Alright.
I don't know of your lips. I know of lips. But thanks to your oak friend here, I have a clearer picture as to what's going on. For a second, I thought you might be spies on behalf of your dwarf friend's clan or, well, his former clan. Or the church, or the elves, or something. But you've given me enough information to be satisfied, at least for the time being. Until your friend, well, fulfills what has been requested of him. I would request that you stay here as our guest.
How long will that take?
Oh, we should be able to do it, I think,
He looks over at Adric.
tomorrow.
He just nods.
Tomorrow.
Where's Gunray?
You'll have to excuse my.
How do we forget?
Wait, is that who it was?
Yes!
Fuck! Carl and I were sitting down here like, wait, what was the name? Fucking Gundrick, dude.
Do you say that?
Wait, because when we had that conversation, he knew exactly what I was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, this is gonna be good.
That motherfucker's writing checks we can't cash.
I'm gonna like.
That's pretty good, dude.
Anyone else here a really angry Mickey Mouse there, Travis?
I've watched a lot of Mickey Mouse movies.
I haven't seen that celebration in a while, but listen, you're not the first one to bring up that name today. If I can get a beat on him, I'll share. Right now, I have no idea.
Where's Dane?
He's resting at the moment. You can either do the same, or if you would like, we can show you our great city if you would prefer to walk around.
Yeah, I just wants to go rest.
My eyes light up hearing that.
I'm kind of intrigued too about exploring a little bit.
Okay.
I would like to explore the city, sir. That sounds great.
I've never
Same.
been somewhere
You want to go to bed?
like this.
Both in real
He
life
wants to
and
meditate.
All right. So, in that moment, basically, he's going to bid you adieu. And he said,
No, don't worry. You'll be able to see the festivities tomorrow. And you'll be able to root on your friend. But, for the time being, please, if you would.
and he kind of like ushers you to the guards, and the guards kind of usher you out.
He's like, we'll show you some accommodations.
And as they usher you out, Aldrich leads the way. And as you go to the doors, unless you want to say anything else to this individual.
The only thing I can say is we appreciate your hospitality, sire. That's it.
And all he does is kind of just nod in your general direction at that. As you leave, they're going to show you to the right down some halls, and they open it up to multiple rooms in this hall. Each one of you are going to have your own like bedroom suite, as it were. Now, suite might be a little strong in that that room is mainly it's better than most like inns you have stayed at, but it's not overly plush. It's utilitarian, as it were.
Comfortable.
Yeah, it's comfortable. And shows you each a room. And as Aldrich shows that to each one of you, he kind of points over. He's like,
Now, if you decide to stay here, you're going to decide to stay here. That's fine, but we're going to have someone escort you around the city. You all understand?
Yeah, but King Bruni said something about rooting for our friend.
Yes,
What's
you'll get tickets, worry not.
tickets?
Is there a way we can join him or help him participate?
You can cheer him on.
I enjoy a good feat of strength.
Is he in
I'm sure you do.
danger?
That's up to him.
Oh boy.
What exactly is he going to do?
Bow to honor.